The final day of the Guinness Six Nations kicks off in splendidly spring-like Cardiff as Wales look to finish with a flourish against Italy. The title, though, will be decided elsewhere. France and Ireland, the two teams in contention on Super Saturday.
They are by now familiar characters, their roles moulded over the weeks, the months, the years. But this, a matter of seconds. A red card, a gap to be exploited. Only one way for this game to go, surely. But wait. Let's get this straight. Straight and straighter. Characters ramrod straight. Until inevitably something had to give. And Ireland's title hopes eventually still alive. A more carefree day, sun-kissed, and licensed to roam in Rome granted. Scotland in full flow, their cares of the campaign forgotten. But wait, Italy with cares to forget too. The balance between the well-known characters of this age and a new name, Ange Capuozzo. Sunshine to the depths of the night. The fires of a Grand Slam to be fueled, or to be dashed by the fury of a Welsh revival. Carefree, a word never used here, banned, smashed apart by defence. Scoring chances kept to a minimum, but beautifully taken. But wait. This was never to be anything but restricted, tight, stressed. And into this harsh, unpadded cell, only one ray of light would penetrate. One chance. One chance. And much-loved characters made for this moment. One chance gone begging. And from all that remained, the ongoing strain to the very end, only one message mattered. France's Grand Slam, still on track.
So victory for France against England in Paris will complete the Grand Slam, their first since 2010. Ireland could yet be champions if they beat Scotland and France lose. The best Wales can hope for is third place. Whatever happens, though, today, Italy will finish bottom for the 7th year in a row. In fact, Italy have lost their last 36 matches in the Six Nations, the longest run in the history of the championship, going back to 1920. The big headline here this week is the return of Alan Wynne-Jones, who wins his 150th cap for Wales. Dan Biggar keeps the captaincy on what will be his 100th appearance in a Welsh shirt. Sam Warburton and Martin Johnson are alongside me with today Italian centre Michele Campagnaro. Good to see you here, good to have you back with us. We will talk more about Super Saturday at half-time, but where do you think, Sam, Wales are heading into this final match? Perhaps ahead or considering the thoughts ahead of the championship for Wales?
It sounds quite defeatist saying this with only one win in four, but I've actually been quite pleased with Wales. The first game against Ireland was poor, of course. I think we all feared the worst, but from them, they've actually had chances to win all the other three games, and given the amount of senior players who are missing, it's been vital experience for the next crop who are going to be there for the World Cup in 18 months' time to come through. I think Wales weren't going to realistically challenge for the title, given where Ireland and France were coming to the tournament, but I think Wales is going to leave this championship actually, I think the coaches will be pretty happy and satisfied with the development and some of the depth that they've got in the absence of some of the senior players who've been missing.
I guess the same question for you today about Italy. A tough championship, you know, still no wins. It's been such a long time. What are you hoping for from them today? How can they finish this championship?
Well, of course, I hope for a win, but what I expect more consistency probably from the Italy team. You know, the last couple of games we put out a good fight, and I think the spirit was there to achieve something. But I think we missed the details, we missed the little things that actually can you know get you a win. So yeah, more consistency, probably more game management under the point of view of 9-10. The kicking game needs to be crucial today.
There is an air today, I think, Martin, isn't there, of kind of a testimonial or an exhibition kind of match, having two players reaching such significant landmarks as Dan Biggar on 100 and Alan Wynne-Jones on the incredible world-beating 150. But underneath all that and the razzmatazz, and no doubt a brilliant run out onto the pitch and the fireworks, there's a test match to be won.
Yeah, I think often the last weekend you get the sun shines, it does feel a bit end of term. And I think Italy might want to capitalise on that, because if Wales a little bit loose and they get carried away with that, it might give Italy a chance to get into the game. I think Italy need to be very clever with their kicking game and just pressure Wales. All week they'll have been thinking, how can we pressure Wales? How can we frustrate them? And how can we score points? Because they want to get in the lead and make it difficult for Wales. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting game.
He's mentioned end of term a few times today. I'm slightly worried that we're going to find a tie around his head as we head into the half-time chat. The sun is shining, though, and it is a gorgeous day to finish this Six Nations campaign. So let's have a little look at the teams for this one. Wales have made 7 changes. We've mentioned Alan Wynne-Jones, hooker Dowie Lake and prop Dylan Lewis come in up front. Gareth Davis starts at scrum half, and Willis Halaholo, looking for creativity from him, replaces Jonathan Davis in the centre. Johnny McNichol is at full-back, and Lewis Rees-Zammit returns ahead of Alex Cuthbert. Ange Caporzo, who scored 2 tries off the bench against Scotland, starts at fullback for Italy. Eduardo Padovani switches to the wing, and the only other change sees Newcastle lock Marco Fusa, replacing Nicolo Canone. Well, Italy have beaten Wales twice before in the Six Nations. The first of those was back in 2003. Now, defeat is never a laughing matter, as Colin Chavez will attest.
The sun is out, it's the most perfect day. The pitch is in magnificent condition. There could never be more ideal conditions on which to play an international rugby match.
I remember turning up in Stadio Flaminio, and you know, when you get there, it's quite intimidating. It's like some sort of battlefield. You know, you walk up onto the pitch and you know the roar. The Italians are passionate. You know it's the team that you should win against. But I was surprised, you know, how intense it was.
Marco slammed to the ground.
We were at times physically outmuscled. They're after scraps. You can't give them chances.
And the try has come, and it's Gianpiero De Carli who gets Italy off to a winning start. Tongon has a look. Very crowded on the blind side. Festuccia came from depth, and Carlo Festuccia celebrates his first cap with a try. Oh, here comes Italy. De Rossi finds support from Matthew Phillips, and Italy celebrate for the first time ever. They've beaten Wales in a senior international.
I remember walking off that field thinking, what's just gone on? What have we done?
Xavi came off, and when he was sitting on the bench, some pap guy had snapped him smiling.
Really, I just turned to another player who'd said, well done, mate. And I just politely smiled and said, thank you.
They've turned that into Xavi smiling because Wales have lost. The newspaper had decided to run a poll of the top 3 hated men in Wales that day.
They sandwiched me between Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden.
Now, we can kind of laugh about it, right? But ultimately, if we look at it now and we realise that that's horrific. We read the papers, we care about what the journalists say about us. Because it's our national sport, everyone feels they have to tell you their opinion, and that can be draining.
We now know why Martin Johnson never ever smiled as England captain. Do you want to get caught out like that?
Just don't lose.
Easier said than done sometimes. And obviously for Italy, that was a big day. But when you look back now, you've got 12 wins and 1 draw in those first 16 years. And then for 7 seasons, very, very little at all to smile about for Italy. Can you understand why the arguments keep going about perhaps having some kind of relegation, some kind of playoff where other countries, namely Georgia and Spain, who are the 2 vying for the European Rugby Championship, get a chance?
For sure, I understand that, and I think it's fair. You know, it's a question that everyone's asking. I think also Italian players and the Italian Federation needs to ask themselves. But you know, there's a big but for me. Is like, what are we bringing at the moment, which is like a really young team that actually show that we can fight, and the losing margin, you know, it went down, and we see the under 20 performing much better, winning 2 games and hopefully 3 tomorrow. So you know, that puts a lot of hope in the future. That's for me what we need to focus on.
Yeah, the under 20s have beaten England and Scotland, of course. They've had a good campaign. We have a look at world rankings, though. Italy are down in 14th currently, and they're nestled between Spain and Georgia. Georgia 13th, Spain 15, who play off for the Rugby Championship, which is the second tier of European rugby, and that's tomorrow. And in another world, another universe, we've discussed, Sam, already, that perhaps that game, the winner of that game, would play the bottom team in the Six Nations to give some kind of competitiveness to that kind of wooden spoon position.
Well, imagine if Wales were playing this game, they were a bonus point short of where they are now. That this game suddenly is a massive game, you know. Italy could come here and have a bonus point win and could take Wales. But I just think the drama it could add to the competition. If Georgia were the next available test window to go and play Italy, I'd tune in. I'd love to watch that game. And Italy would be red-hot favourites to win that, by the way. But I think it would just help develop the nations underneath the Six Nations. If they know they've got a chance, well, yeah, they might throw more money at their rugby teams, and it would help world rugby and European rugby.
There were positives against Scotland, and you've identified areas which actually are quite easy fixes.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the game against Scotland, 3 of the 5 tries Italy conceded were from kick chase, or within 2 phases of kick chase. And the good news is for Italy, it's all fixable. So I think they can really put a good performance together. Stuart Hogg comes infield, he bounces then back to his 15-metre channel where Italy only have 1 player. Chuck a missed tackle onto this as well. That's a line break. 1 phase later, Scotland score from this. Here's another kick reception, and this is like a set piece. You might receive 20 to 30 kicks in a game. You have to defend it properly. Mirror image, but on the other side of the field. 15 metres of space. Italy are heavy within the 15s, but only 1 player down there. Scotland make a dent. Italians are slow to get into defensive organisation. Third example, now what you don't want is this sort of jagged line. You want a front line of 10 players, ideally where the 10-metre line is. That's the sort of standard you want to get to, but I just think it's fixable for Italy. The kick chase has been poor. It's like a third set piece. Sort this out and they'll be in the game for much longer.
At this try, they got very, very ragged. You could see some tired legs on the field. It's moments like this in games when you need your discipline of defence, your communication to get you through, and at that point, you know, they just let, as Sam said, these moments are really hurting them. They're conceding too many tries, and you don't win games like that.
I think also it comes from a bit of an inexperience from our young team, especially 9 and 10. I think they don't have probably the experience to know how to kick probably in your terms and put in pressure and try to get the ball back instead
of... And you only get experience by having experience.
Exactly.
And, you know, today Italy's lineup have about 20 caps fewer than Dan Biggar and Alan Wynne-Jones together. There was one thing that happened after that match, which I thought, I wonder what Jono would have thought of this. This is Marco Zanon, who is in the squad today as well, as you can see, came off the bench, and his girlfriend Octavia there receiving his marriage proposal after the match. I thought, our romantic Jono, what would he think of that?
I think she said yes, but work on your kick chase.
And win next time. Well, one man who knows all about losing to Italy is Alan Wynne-Jones. He started in the 23-20 defeat in Rome in 2007. That was his first ever Six Nations campaign. He's featured in every single one since, on his way to becoming the first man in history to represent his country 150 times. He sat down to have a chat with Sonia McLaughlin.
Wynne-Jones.
What a game the captain of Wales has had.
Alan Wynne-Jones at the heart of everything.
He's just a modern day phenomenon.
Maybe the greatest player Wales have ever had.
Many congratulations, but can you quite believe it?
You know, I don't think it's up there with being the first man on the moon or reaching a
summit of a mountain or anything like that, but I think I've always been naturally pretty humble. I think I will be on this. I appreciate the significance of it. To share it with Biggs on his 100 is pretty special. It's funny, 150 tests, it's almost 3 years of test match weeks, which is a bit of a crazy one. To be involved in one test match week and a test match is special. Yeah, it's all a bit surreal, if I'm honest.
COVID meant that your family couldn't be there when you broke Richie McCaw's record, so how special does that mean Saturday will be?
I think it's definitely a level up. I think through the whole period of COVID, not just families weren't able to attend, but fans weren't able to attend. To have the family present on Saturday is going to be very, very special.
Few sing an anthem with as much passion as you do. What does it mean to be Welsh?
I sort of knew that question was going to come, and the emotion of the thing, it's got me into trouble at times, and it's helped me win games. But when you're singing, you look into the crowd. It's very a simplistic approach for me. I could either be here, or I could be there, and I've got to make sure I make every second count when I'm, this side of the whitewash.
Made your debut, Argentina, 2006. What might you say now to that fresh-faced 20-year-old?
I honestly wouldn't tell him to do anything different. I don't think. It would be as simple as that. Just be yourself.
What's harder though as you get older? Is it the physical challenge or the mental one?
It's the willingness of people probably not to want to understand you, because you can project yourself however you do when you have these conversations or on the pitch. But I think we've moved into a scope around the game now that people don't want to look at your achievements. They want to poo-poo them and not want to understand you as a person. And I think for me, as you get a bit older, you've got to be comfortable with that. And just like I said, that's why I tell my younger self to be yourself and move on. And I think that's given me a greater sense of equanimity and composure about being who I am as I get a bit older. And obviously the days ahead are a lot less than the ones behind, and you've got to be comfortable with that.
Does retirement ever cross your mind?
You're only ever a game away from retirement, so I think in many ways that's the R word wasn't spoken for a long time around me. It always it's going to happen one day, but hopefully that'll be on my terms. Where and when, I don't know.
Do you generally not know? Because you see someone like Johnny Sexton has now said, right, I'm going to go after the World Cup next year.
It's going to be.
Is that a trajectory that might suit you?
I think, yeah, definitely. But I think I don't want to be self-limiting. I don't want to limit myself and potentially end up winding down.
You say in your book, finally, that part of you is going to die when you finally give up playing rugby. What is it that you would miss the most?
I miss it all. It's pretty simple. I think, to be able to pull on that jersey is special. So I'll definitely miss it all.
Good luck.
Diolch yn fawr.
Well, I think that last answer tells you everything, and this is what it's all about. Wife Anne Wen, Alan Wynne's wife there, and daughters Marley and Aoife in the tunnel. Jono, can you imagine that, running out to seeing your wife and kids there?
No, not really, no. I didn't talk to my wife on a Friday, never mind. It's true.
Special occasion, though. The most capped man in the history of the game.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, that's three decent careers, isn't it?
It
150
is.
caps.
Almost 70 more, I think, than you had in your time playing the same
number.
position.
And to be so consistently good. I mean, you get picked 150 times because you're worth picking, and you train well, you play well. Incredible career.
Riding through injuries, riding through changes in managerial setups and maintaining that level over that period of time.
It is phenomenal, that longevity, and like Martin said, he won't ever go below a 7 or 8 out of 10 game. That's a poor game for him, but it's still one of the better games in the squad. And yeah, the talk around him playing, is it the best thing for Wales development going forward?
Because Will Rowlands has had a very good Six Nations.
He's been one of the finds for Wales, finding life beyond Alan Wyn-Jones in the second row. Is it the best for Wales development? No. Is it the right thing to do? It definitely is, because to give someone the 150th cap, I think his 100th cap was away in New Zealand, similar with his 50th cap wasn't at home. To have that moment at home, like with his kids and wife in the tunnel, is very special, and it's a once ever achievement. So I think it's the right thing to let him have that accolade in front of his home crowd.
But if Italy want to kind of get caught up in the emotion of this, they can learn the stat that he lost his first, his 50th and his 100th. I'm not saying that today is the quartet, if you like, but
he'll be, when you're playing, you'll concentrate. He'll be concentrating on the game first first involvement, first tackle, first contact. I think it's a sort of thing you can look back at the end of your career. He knows what he's doing, but he'll be thinking about the game right now.
And a century of caps for Dan Biggar. You played against him. What was he like?
He's a really annoying player, especially if you play against him, and he complains a lot. But no, he's actually he's a world-class player. His ability to kick and manage the players around him is incredible. And also the development of his leadership in the last few years is incredible, what he's done. So I think, of course he deserves everything, and 100 is a big achievement for him.
Well, the Italian team, as you see, coming out onto the pitch there, which means it's time to hand over to your commentary team this afternoon. Eddie Butler, Jonathan Davis and Dylan Hartley. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. One Italian is out on the field, Bram Steen, and he'll soon leave it because he's on the bench. He's going to win his 50th cap, that's why he came out first. And now look at that sun-kissed stand over there. It's almost like a home game for Italy. Beautiful day in Cardiff. There is the stark reality for Italy to face, that they have gone 36 games without a win. But they are a young team. They are a passionate team. They are a very promising team. Now then, Wales have landmarks of their own. A little bit of side theatre deep in the tunnel. The captain of the campaign, Dan Biggar, will lead Wales out. Not just because that's what captains do, but because today he wins his 100th cap. The only downside for Dan Biggar is that man, Alan Wynne-Jones, will follow him. 100 caps for Dan Biggar. 100 caps and about to be upstaged. The giant of the Welsh game, with his two tinies, Eva and Mali. But Dad is winning his 150th cap today. These are the ceremonials that go with the game. But again, there is a reality that there is a Six Nations game to follow. Good afternoon, Jonathan.
Afternoon, Edward. Yeah, lovely, lovely day in Cardiff. Fitting tribute for Dan Biggar and that man there, Alan Wynne-Jones. He hands his children back to his wife Anwen, and then he gets down to real business.
And good afternoon to a captain of England, Dylan Hartley. We're going to call you Dylan.
Dylan, thank you. Honestly, thanks for the nudge as well. I actually forgot what I was here to do. You had to lean across and punch me. I was there clapping Dan Biggar and Alan Wynne. So, great day for it. Looking forward to some free-flying rugby in the sunshine.
Messages to go out from the rugby world. Reminders of these times.
The Welsh Rugby Union and the Italian Rugby Federation stand together in solidarity with Ukraine and its people. We strongly condemn the invasion, and our thoughts are with those affected by the crisis.
And even greater applause for the declaration of solidarity with Ukraine.
By the referee's whistle.
We shall ease our way back towards the rugby. The question has been asked about what Italy bring to the Six Nations. Well, on the long list, somewhere near the top will be the next 2 minutes of drama. team shot of the young captain, Michele Lamaro. Now for drama, wait for this. Changes in the Welsh team. Dylan Lewis starts on the tight head prop. Alan Wyn-Jones returns to the second row alongside Adam Beard, and the outstanding Taulute Falatau continues at number 8. Gareth Davis in at scrum half. Thomas Williams concussed last week. Uelise Haloholo into the centre. Johnny McNichol to fullback, and Lewis Rees-Zammit back on the wing. Italy, they have power up front. Marco Fuser, Federico Ruzza are a powerful second row combination. Michele Lamaro, the captain, from the number 7 shirt. Callum Brayley and young Paolo Garbisi, the halfback combination. And Ange Capuozzo, the tiny, he is so slight, but he brings a certain magic to the rugby field. I suspect some high balls will be coming his way. Off the bench, they will come later in the day. It could be a day of lots of running. Johnny McNichol will certainly bring a counter-attacking element to the Welsh game. And against him, he'll be hidden in the little huddle. There he is. The tiny figure of Ange Capuozzo, born in Grenoble, raised in France, plays for Grenoble, but his parents are Italian, and he chose from the earliest days to play for Italy. It hasn't been quite the same without him, but he's back. And now we have to forget the ceremonials. Andrew Brace of Ireland will now take control. The first game of Super Saturday. Nothing at stake here other than everything that goes with the Six Nations game. Here's Johnny McNichol waiting. Infield to Biggar. Back to McNichol. Keeping a close eye on the Italian kick chase, which has had gaps in it. Dewi Lake drives up again, over halfway. They'll want to keep him up on the Italian side because they will get the put in.
Well, afternoon everyone. I think everyone's expecting a very loose, open, high-scoring game. Conditions are perfect. But I don't think the Italians will want that. I think the forwards will relish the battle against the Welsh forward. They've carried the ball a lot. They don't want to get loose today because, as Sam showed, you know, the kick chase is poor. When a game breaks up, you know, they are very weak defensively. So I expect Wales to earn the right to go forward first before going lateral and opening up a little bit.
Dylan, here we go. First scrimmage.
You can see my excitement, yes.
Callum Brayley, who's coming back to play in English club rugby with Northampton. That means he'll be playing with Dan Biggar. Clever little kick. McNichol read it well. Good pressure on him by Monty Ioane. Wales have scrambled it back. The drive up by Seb Davis, the blindside flanker.
Now 9. Stay.
Gareth Davis puts a boot to it. It has gone out of play. So the tendency this championship, Jonathan, is Wales haven't started that well.
No, they haven't. And I think, that's looking for the quick advantage of getting the throw in. The bounce just evades McNichol. He does exceptionally well. Owen Watkin goes in there and just secures the ball.
Rutsa wins the line-out, long from Brayley. And his number 8, Toa Halafihi. Falatau holds up.
No, it's a
Lamro.
tackle.
Now Italy have gone to ground.
No.
Garbisi. Alan Wynne with the first tackle of his day. And again, Johnny McNichol watches the bouncing ball very carefully.
Stop.
Long, flat clearance by McNichol. Back into the shadows we go. It's Monty Ioane. Pettinelli, the flanker. Ioane, he's beaten more players than anybody in this Six Nations. Monty Ioane involved already. Here we come. Big figure of Nacho Brex, Argentinian, in the midfield for Italy. Danilo Fischetti drives it on. Andrew Brace just points Wales towards the offside line. Another little tester.
Yeah, it's a poor finish with the Italians there. The kick is too far, and they were forced to kick. Good defence by Wales, but again, very lateral. No, not getting over the gain line, going over the, not on the front foot to attack at all.
Josh Adams keeps it on the park. Capuozzo. Went up for the challenge, beaten to it by McNichol. Biggar.
Stop!
He too goes high. Ioane with Rhys Zammit with him.
Back off blue.
It's gone loose. Garbisi under pressure from his opposite number. Good strength by Garbisi, and did well to avoid the touchline.
Standing still for that.
And you're outside 9.
Just
okay, and use it.
On that 22-metre line. He's probably taking it back, Callum Brayley. Have to
stop, yeah.
Keep it on the pitch. It's gone high. McNichol again comes forward. Another great catch by the fullback. Gareth Thomas, the prop, passes on. Wales just sensing a little opportunity. Seb Davis is out there. Halaholo floats it long. Owen Watkin on the wide outside, and again, good covering by scrum half Brayley.
And again, very lateral there. This very difficult. The Italians, Dalan, are not committing many defenders, to the breakdown, spreading along the defensive line.
Yeah, I think tip of the hat to Italy actually is the start of the game quite composed. Both teams actually really composed. I think the one thing playing against Italy is not to let them into the game emotionally. Don't let them grow into the game. Wales seem to be kind of taking that energy away from them at the moment, and I suppose it's starving them of any sort of free chances. So whilst we've seen Italy lose every game, they've been far more competitive in those games. So starve them early, get them frustrated, and then the scoreboard will take care of itself.
Josh Navidi sets it up in midfield. Owen Watkin pauses around the halfway mark. He's spun around on the floor. Here's Gareth Thomas, the prop. Biggar just ships it on to Rhys Zammit.
Rock! Wait. And use it!
It's stuck here. in midfield, Wales, so they go up. Watkin, Alan Wynne-Jones in pursuit. Watkin with the tackle. Brady waits, there's not a lot outside him. Here's Fischetti again. Wales offside.
Yeah, there's no need for that. You know, there was just slow ball. They were creeping offside. There's no need. That's the first penalty of the game, and that's where it's going to be important. This will just give them easy yardage and get some field position. But I think both sides at the moment are very, very lateral. There's no go forward whatsoever. Defences are dictating the pace of play, so they'll have to rethink their strategy just rather than going lateral.
On your front man, please.
A thoughtful Wayne Pivac. And the good news is after 7 minutes, Wales haven't conceded any points. The start has been a problem for them, easing their way into the game. Now then, Italy have put Giacomo Nicotera in a difficult position, but the hooker did well, recovered. It's slow ball for Italy, but it's theirs.
Ball is there.
It's even slower now. Brady rolls it back. Ioane to chase.
No option.
Hasn't gone very far forward. Ioane, though, comes away with it. Gareth Davis tracks him back. Johnny McNichol had it covered. Bigger positioned himself well. Halaholo on his feet still. Gareth Davis directs traffic to the other side. Seb Davis has got his scrum cap on today. It's sort of very quiet,
flat,
and stationary. It hasn't quite got going yet.
Take him back.
Capozzo. Pauses, checks. Now that's, he doesn't want to be in the heavyweight areas.
Strong over the ball.
Yeah, just easy penalty there. Was isolated.
First arriving.
I think it was Josh Navidi got in there. Easy penalty. Now this will be the first opportunity for an attacking position for Wales. 9 minutes into the game.
Just not to go in if it's dead. Yeah, there's no contest.
The crowd stirs.
Yeah, I'll answer you. Yeah, I think he's just off his feet, so there's nothing to be achieved there.
No, yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Dan Biggar, who is the captain, puts Wales in a good position now. First real set-piece opportunity for, here he goes, Ange Capozzo.
Yeah, he gets caught out. He's straight over the top, Navidi. Good position there.
Numbers 5. Cinque.
Joey Lake to throw. It's 2-4-5 in the lineup for Wales. It's an overthrow over the top of Alan Wynne. Garbisi
captain
says we had a defensive line out, and now Johnny McNichol is suddenly under pressure in his 22.
Wales
keeps it on the pitch. Capozzo again.
Hold on.
To Garbisi. They've gone wide across the field. Padovani, has he just gone too far?
Oh, just.
Yeah, mate. Goal line.
Close. It'll still be pressure on Wales with a goal line dropout. I like those.
Well, it's just going back to the missed line out, really.
Cheers,
you know, Wales against England, go to England's 22, they come away with 3 tries, easy peasy. Against France, they weren't as clinical. Today, they need to be clinical in those, you know, they take those moments, basically, turn that territory into points.
Brayley to Garbisi. Leonardo Marin has gone to Ioane.
Stay.
The dummy run by Captain Lamero means trying to just build a little bit of space for the 2 props, Fischetti and Ceccarelli. It's the break by Brex, the centre, and suddenly Italy are very much on the front foot. Brayley, the pass goes out. to Padovani, careful with the tackle, mustn't go through the horizontal. Braley waits again. Gotta be Fischetti. It's gone loose.
Yeah,
it's a penalty though to Italy, all the way back.
Yeah, tackling off the ball. Support player was taken out of the ball. First break, and he had the opportunity. If he looked to his right-hand side, there's a chance of a ball. Just watch, throws a dummy. Garbizi's taken out. If he just looks there and pops,
just here, mate.
Marin is on his outside.
Joey, correct mark.
Dylan, you've got to look at it now. It's very lateral. You know, there's no real line breaks. What do you think of a pick and drive from the forwards? The forwards have got to carry a bit more.
Jeff, you're living in the 80s, mate. Pick and drive. No, I get it though. I want to see a bit more directness, a bit more through them. There's a lot of shape and all these balls out the back and stuff like that. But this game seems quite flat. And the longer it stays at 0-0 or 3-0 to Italy, and Italy make line breaks like that, they're going to grow into this game. They're going to get more confidence. They're going to be a thorn in kind of Wales' side. So Wales need to get kind of grips on this game and get some territory. And like I said before, just use that territory and convert it into some points. Because the longer this sticks at 3-0, 6-0, 3-3, 6-all, like Italy are going to stay in this game.
There's no ball. None of the forwards are carrying at the moment. You know, you haven't seen Faletau. None of them. None of the Navidi.
Garbizi drills it long, flat, hard, straight. Italy take the lead at Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Dan Biggar has split his forwards. Josh Adams was the first red shirt, but Italy dealt with it efficiently.
And use it! Wait.
Braley sends it up into the air. It's a good challenge.
They're doing well in the air. You know, Wales usually dominate the aerial game, but at the moment, the Italians doing exceptionally well.
Braley says, well, it worked last time, let's have another go. McNichol catches well. Anything that's gone the way of Johnny McNichol has yielded nothing but ball for Wales.
Tackle! And use it!
Again, it's slow for Wales. They are going to go aerial.
Hold on.
It's gone loose. Josh Navidi taps it on cleverly.
Chance.
Gareth Davis. McNichol flips it up. Seb Davis comes away with it. Look for the one-handed offload. Italy over the ball, though. Well played, Fischetti.
You can see he was so isolated there. Plenty of time for the Italian prop just to get into that position. Fischetti.
First man strong over the ball.
It's a free play there as well. They had an advantage of a knock on from the high kick.
Yeah.
Just the speed of the ball in today's game. If the ball is slowed down, it's so difficult to break the defence down. They've got to generate quick ball.
Yeah, time is off, sorry.
Time is off, so...
Captain, let's go.
I think Captain Lamro is just checking. They're going to hand it to Edoardo Padovani.
Shot called.
He can kick.
Water off. Aquafuri.
Water off.
Here we
so
go.
Padovani just hands it to the referee.
Eduardo, time is on there. Water off.
Yeah, a lot of blue shirts there. Fischetti over the ball. Fischetti.
Jeff, going back to your point earlier about we need more directness, more kind of forwards carrying that ball. Who do you look at on that team sheet and that forward pack for Wales as your out-and-out ball carriers?
Well, Navidi is one, Faletau's another one, but that's been the problem. The front five need to carry for us. We haven't carried. The two props need to carry more, and that hasn't been happening.
Edoardo Padovani, much higher than the first kick, and just as straight, and with two long-range effort, Italy are 6-0 in the lead.
And as Dylan has just said, the longer they're in the game, the harder they'll be to shake off. They won't want this game to get loose, and the kick chase, the concentration will be there, you know, when they're in front.
It's just going to land inside the 22. Nacho Brex catches, but good Wales counter-rucking. And penalty to the home team. And there's a sense of relief in the crowd. Not a lot has got them out of their seats.
It's been an interesting call. Now, do they go for the touchline or for posts? DT. Well, shows intent.
5-metre line out. Now then, as the hooker who has to throw into these situations, Dan, presumably you'd like a short call, wouldn't you?
Oh, I was back myself anywhere there, Mr. Butler. Best in the world at one point. with great line-out forwards around me, actually.
Adam Beard, target in the middle. Here comes the drive. Dewi Lake at the rear. Gareth Davis arrives. One stop, says referee Andrew Brace. Can they get another one going quickly? It would appear not. Halaholo, the latest. He has to go to ground. It's a penalty.
I'll tell you what, he was lucky there because he lost his feet. He was taken from the side. Piscettiu nearly went and stole that ball.
Choices again. The captain looks around. Let's go back to where that started.
A serious answer to your question earlier. Obviously, front ball means that Italy only have to defend one side of the maul, whereas if we can, geez, never said that before, Wales, if Wales can hit middle to tail, it creates a blind side to defend as well, so good ball to win at middle tail.
Dewi Lake. More! Same target. Adam Beard.
Down by Wales.
Italy have defended that well. It's a penalty advantage, Wales. Free play. Halaholo. Tipped on. Andrew Brace has gone forward. It's gone forward. Oh, there was an advantage. And Wales just tipped it forward with a fingertip.
That's where the space is. You know, you can see how bunched up the Italian defence are. They just need to hold the inside runners there and just get a lovely pass. Just a little bit of creativity needed to get on the outside of that blitz.
There's a couple of penalty advantages come from Maul there. I know Alan Wynn's not our captain today, but I'm sure he'll be having a whisper in Brace's ear at some point about the constant infringing.
More. Different target this time. Seb Davis a little further back.
One stop.
Gareth Davis allows Dewi Lake to take it up to the 5 metres. He wants it now, the scrum half. Halaholo again. Bigger. McNichol in. Rees-Zammit knocks it on again. Oh, it wasn't a kind pass.
You have to say, the Italian forwards, Dylan, have defended that extremely well. 3 line-outs, and they didn't budge an inch, did they?
Well, considering the last 2 they gave away penalties, they're pushing the buck a bit. They've done extremely well with a heightened awareness, I suppose.
Yeah, that pass was dying on him there. You know, it's a poor execution. Trying to give, you know, the speedster Rees-Zammit the one-on-one against the new cap, Capuozzo. Yeah, that's a missed opportunity by Wales.
Well, do you think at least Wales left Rees-Zammit really wide after the driving maul? Dylan can often sort of concentrate the outfield players towards the set piece.
Yeah, I think with the maul obviously going so well in the previous couple of goes, I'm surprised they played away so early. On the flip side of that, I actually admire them because I hate it when the ball dies in the maul, and I was often the person dying with the ball in the maul. So to see it played away with that intent to get it wide to Rees-Zammit, because what's the point having him in the team if we're not going to get him the ball? So I think it's great intent. I was going to say, is the ball wet? Certainly not with that sunshine out there.
The ball's come his way twice, and twice it's gone wrong. But
you need, you know, when there's a maul there, you're 10 and you're 12. Unless they're going to go in and push in them all, they have to keep their depth. They have to keep their width. The bigger the width of the back line, the bigger the holes the Italians have got to defend against. So when you've got players like Halahola, McNichol,
Okay, let's go.
and then of course the winger Reece Summit. They're
Balance.
bigger spaces to defend, so you've got to hold your depth, hold your width.
Crouch! Point!
Callum Brayley, 9 to feed the scrummage.
Set!
Giovanni Pettinelli right by him. Danilo Fischetti. They hold firm, the Italians. Away comes Toa Halafihi, the New Zealander. Now at number 8 for Italy. He manages to get to ground.
And use it!
Brayley back
Okay,
to
stop.
Garbisi. Well, it hasn't gained them a huge amount of ground, but it was pretty efficient.
But they got themselves into this position by a poor exit, you know, which gave Wales the penalty. They put themselves under pressure. And again, that isn't the greatest clearing kick. It's very difficult, you know, when a left footer kicks to this touchline, you're not going to get much yardage.
But it is still one of those mini victories for Italy that they faced 3 5-metre lineouts. No points conceded. Dewi Lake, Adam Beard, down to Gareth Davis, a change, fast ball, bigger on the loop, Reece Summit in, Reece Summit, can he get the pass away? Not first time, back up on his feet, within 4 metres, Gareth Davis to Dylan Lewis, the prop. Brex is in the way, Davis
with
to bigger, Halaholo can't take it in again. Great chance for Wales. Italy offside.
Why are you looking for the missed pass there when you got extra men in the defensive line? Again, I just spoke about depth and width. You've just got to hold it. You know, realign yourself, and then that's a walk-in for Wales.
They might be tempted by the quick one. They certainly don't seem to be interested in the 3 points. Or are they?
Scrum.
Let's go, fellas.
Oh, so the old tap.
The old tap and go. Knock on.
Oh,
didn't touch.
Didn't touch it with his foot.
No, wasn't it? Yes.
Never tap the ball.
You have to tap the ball and have what they call it now, separation.
Yeah. No, he never tapped
Really
the ball.
interesting decision there, under the sticks, midfield scrum. That is kind of prime or golden ball for the backs to launch off. Obviously ties up 8 of Italy's forwards and gives you 2 sides to attack, 5 metres out. So, and under such a, we've been here 3-4 times now, you've come away with nothing. You think, a little bit of composure, let's take the 3, or let's make a really kind of considered decision about what we do next, not tap and go.
As a 10 there, you would scream scrum, and then you attack either side. You've worked in training to get these positions, and then you get to move on.
I think it's 5 times Italy have survived. Leonardo Marin with a long clearance. It's still in play. It's sort of curled
out to 10
up to the touchline and then away from it. McNichol goes up, tries to get a hand on it. It's gone forward off the fullback.
It was. Came off his hands forward. It's a clear knock on in the air, guys. 15.
Johnny McNichol goes up.
Fellas, let's go, please. Left.
If you're the Italian management and players, after 24 minutes, 6-0 up, you will take this all day long.
Thank you.
Kieran Crowley sitting down there in the middle.
Seconds.
There's a scrimmage. Italy still in their own half.
Point.
But for them, the important thing is that 0 against Wales.
Stay square.
Garbisi breaks to the open side. Here he is.
Okay, offside, 5. Okay, you're breaking the line, captain. Offside.
It's a penalty in
Italy's
Italy's
that's the call from AR.
favour.
Okay, I'll have a look at that.
Well, that's a penalty against Alan Wynne-Jones. It'll be interesting to see where he broke the line.
I will look at that. My AR called offsides. Okay, so that's a penalty.
Surely you can't penalise him.
Yeah, right.
Do you not get to a level where they can't touch you? Because I was always searching for that level.
Sure you don't break either,
do you know who that is? You can't penalise him.
Yeah.
Garabisi. Again, didn't go for anything.
Here we are, here's the penalty.
Agree. I spoke to him. Okay, respect the gap, please.
I didn't see anything with that, but it's very difficult position.
Well, on we go. Line out one by Federico Ruzza.
Inside 5.
Nicotera has sort of snuck around that far side with the ball, the hook up. Braley wants it and fetch it back to the open side. Now Garabisi on the loop around his centres. It's still there. Ruzza is available, just steps away from Seb Davis.
Oh,
it's bounced loose to Nicotera.
Away now.
It's a
advantage knock on.
It's a knock-on advantage for Wales.
No, it's
Holo drew in well. Owen Watkin quickly to resummit. Goes inside Montejuani. It's Lamaro, the wing forward, who did well to get back there. Bigger. Falatau in midfield. Owen Watkin. Bigger takes the slip pass. Navidi. Alan Wynne on the wide outside. Josh Adams steps inside. Is held by the ankle, but that allows him to turn and present. Holo again. Quick ball now for Davis. Bigger. Adams off his wing. Building momentum for Wales. Dan Bigger was back in the pocket, but there was a little pathway through the middle for him. Johnny McNichol took the pass on from Adam Beard. Falatau again. Owen Watkin took the pass, glided through and scores.
Well, on this occasion, Ceccarelli, the prop, has been exposed. The Italian prop has been exposed twice. He got caught on the Wales 22. And again, just watch this. There he goes, there's a prop. He goes inside, centre against the prop. No chance whatsoever, just watch. There's a hooker and there's a prop defending there. They just stand him up, holds the defence, just watch. There's the 2, there's the 1, there's the 3. The spaces are too big. Dummy runners, Watkin is through, lovely step to finish.
I suppose it's the first time we've seen Wales keep the ball and play to what I'd perceive as a strength. Jiffy is playing fast. You know, you've got Davies at 9. This is the first time we've seen him ship the ball. And Italy, whilst they've been good at set piece, good after 2 or 3 phases, defending for 5, 6, 7, 8 phases, they get lazy. They don't have the discipline or composure to defend for long periods of time. So it's a great example.
How different it was, the rhythm of quick ball from the breakdown.
Yeah, and that's the thing, it was from a turnover. Italian mistake, the hooker drops a ball, it's a turnover. 2 quick passes, they get on the outside of the prop, and then Reece Ahmed does his damage, and then it goes the other side. Fluent, fast rugby.
Falatau waits underneath it. That's a good follow-up tackle.
And use it!
On Falatau. It's Pettinelli who made the tackle.
Use it!
Again, having just scored, Gareth Davis will be very careful about all this now. Took his time. Capozzo. Here he goes. Good tackle on him by Josh Navidi.
Ruzza.
Dewi Lake with the follow-up tackle. Suddenly Italy are back on the halfway. They're even a little bit further back now. Leonardo Marin decides to go straight down the middle. McNichol.
Wales.
Capozzo infield to Garabisi. Forward comes Gareth Davis, but the follow-up by Garabisi was superb.
Play on.
Now they've managed to get away with a little offload there. Italy going into the right areas, into the 22. Quick up, they've left the ball behind.
They're there at the back.
Pettinelli wanted to pick it up. Wales prevent him.
There's a problem now because they'll definitely go for goal here, but their goal kicker and left footer, Gabizi's on the ground injured.
It's a bit short for Padovani.
Yes, there he is.
Decision.
Great take.
Fellas, decision. Callum.
He's up. He's walking about.
Lamaro says, posts, please ref.
They will think they're in this game, Dylan, the Italians, as the scoreline shows. They have just got to keep it tight. You know, the kick chase, the turnovers, they know they're going to be in danger when it's a loose ball. Turnovers, Halahola, Watkin, McNichol and Zammit get it.
Yeah, I think it's I suppose we looked at their kick defence last week where they got quite lazy and they got exposed there. If they can play, if Italy can play in the right areas of the field, they've actually gotten a pretty effective attack shape, and they've got good individuals within that. But the problem is, if they're spending time in their own half trying to run it out, Wales got a good defence. They're playing into Wales' hands, so they want to spend as much time up here as possible.
Garabizi curls it in sweetly. Italy are back in the lead. Bigger, a little dinky one. Well covered by Italy.
No. Use it, 9. It's not, it's under the leg.
Too far.
Johnny McNichol has a chance to launch a counter-attack. That follow-up line does its work. Well, more than its work. They've won another penalty. It's the hooker, Giacomo Nicotera, who wins it.
He is playing exceptionally well today, he is.
Only his second cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose second cap, nothing to fear. He's gone out, he's thriving on this on the stage. And we just touched on kick chase. If you look at that penalty there, that's purely from work ethic. There's no skill involved with kick chase. It's running unbelievably hard. A little bit of skill involved with turning that ball over, and a little bit of bravery as well.
2.
Now, just looking at the distance here.
2.
Goodness.
2. Just make sure it's shoulder bound on that last rock, okay? Make sure it's fully arm bound.
Penalties, you know, it's just that's where the penalties have been given. This guy's got the range. It's the the harder side of the right for a right-footed kicker, but he's certainly got the distance, confidence after the first kick. If he misses, they're down in the Wales half.
He felt that was out.
Eduardo Padovani started at fullback in the other internationals. This time he's on the wing. Oh, it's going to go sailing over if he's got the accuracy. He does. That's Italy are building themselves a platform here. Up to 12 points. Wales on 7.
That is effortless. Absolutely effortless. So if Wales are thinking of giving penalties away anywhere near the 50-yard line, meet the line, he is going to bang them over.
Okay, and use it.
Breck's the centre, and he's a large centre, so he has the ability to crunch in to set up the clearance.
I suppose we've just seen a slight tactical change there from Dan Biggar. Previous kickoffs have been short, competitive kickoffs. It's the first time Dan's actually kicked deep, which in essence means Italy have kicked the ball out and Wales get an attacking line out. So this is what Wales need to do. They need to stay down here, spend some time here, territory points, all that jazz.
Off the top from Adam Beard, Halaholo sets it up. Josh Navidi. Can they get the quick ball momentum they want? Adam Beard, McNichol, Owen Watkin cuts inside with that trademark sidestep. Seb Davis made himself available. Good angle run by the wing forward. Bigger. Lewis Rees Summit off his wing. Halaholo
made the tackle.
Halaholo didn't risk the pass.
Okay, here.
Dewi Lake outside. He passes back to Bigger. Watkin again. Adam Beard. Shipped on quickly by Adam Beard to the other tall man in the Welsh pack, Seb Davis. Bigger didn't give it short, went to Lewis Summit instead. It's not quite the speed they want, so Bigger goes for it. Won't be a 50-22, but it will be in Italy's 22.
So Wales started on the 10 metre on that line out there. They passed the ball back 10 metres to get tackled behind the gain line. They didn't actually get over the 10 metre in that phase of attack there. And the end result was they've got to kick the ball away. So when you're talking about forward runners, Halaholo, I want to see people taking that to the gain line hard, direct, confrontational.
But also, it's only, they're throwing the pass behind the two dummy runners, right? There's no forwards running in pairs. There's not a tip-off from any forwards, taking defenders and fixing defenders and isolating defenders one-on-one, where you win that contact area just to get that extra metre over the gain line. So they have to just stop giving the dummy runners, because the Italian defence is organised, it's disciplined, they're drifting beyond the dummy runners.
Guys,
the little stoppage. This will benefit the Italian defenders, allows them to breathe in. Jacopo Nicotera is the player injured. 4 minutes to go until half-time. Italy in the lead. Defending still.
11! Yeah.
Safely back. Fouzed wins it.
Good run.
Middle of the field. Gareth Davis leads.
And stop! Hold on
the charge. Resummit waits. McNichol inside him. Josh Adams to his left. McNichol goes on his own. His ankle tapped, not held. Back up.
Okay, release now, 8. Good.
A twist makes it okay. Adam Beard again, the distributor. Short pass for Resummit.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Dylan Lewis gives the short ball to Halaholo.
There you go. Short little tip pass, run in pairs.
Dewi Lake.
Pulled out.
Now there's a bit more urgency to it. Now it's been stopped. Italy have turned it over. They have a chance. Brex puts a big boot to it. And Josh Adams has to go back. He has Bigger with him.
This is getting very similar to the French tactic, where they would kick to Wales and then say, OK, come and run at us. If you can beat our defence, you deserve to win. At the moment, again,
Wales, take the line.
You know, the Italians are winning all the contact area at the moment.
Let's go, we are playing on. Captain, let's go.
Halafihi will have to watch as play goes on around him. He's in the way a bit. Oh, he's all right, he's going to get out of the way right now. Russo wins it. Slightly unorthodox fashion. Lamaro drives on.
Okay.
A penalty here for Italy would, well, there'd probably be an arm wrestle between Garbisi and Padovani. They're just going to take it a little bit closer. That might be
too far.
A mark.
That's a poor kick. That's a poor kick.
Johnny McNichol takes it quickly and hammers it flat.
Yeah.
Capuozzo. Brayley. Monty Ioane. Great break by Ioane. This opens up all sorts of things. Gareth Davis is back. He can't make the tackle. Seb Davis did well there, but Italy are still on the move. Padovani goes for that corner flag. Keeps it in field. Brayley for the line. A metre short. It's out of play.
What a chance, Ione. Great counter-attack.
Touch it.
Quick feet.
Yeah.
We're just going to listen to what Andrew Brace has to say.
9, you okay?
Maybe they're just checking on Gareth Davis.
Doc, Tom off.
I just thought Andrew Brace was heading towards that private part of the field where you can have a chat with the TMO, Joy Neville.
Okay.
What a break, though. I want to see it, because on the ref, when you hear that, oh, ref, someone's appealing for something, but hell of a bit of individual brilliance there to lift the team right before half-time as well.
Here you go. Just look at him. He looks at, he sees a prop forward. And first, Johnny Nicola misses a tackle.
It's a knock-on first by Wales, sorry.
I think it was Dylan Lewis who was claiming he was taken out.
Yeah, he wasn't taken out.
Okay, scrum. Italy ball.
Some good offloading skills there by Italy.
Well, that's the best opportunity so far for the Italians. Italian ball. Now, this is very interesting. We haven't had a proper scrum, Dylan. They will fancy the chances here.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've had a couple of scrums and they've all been clean, so we've got nothing to talk about. It's there, it's a contest, it's a chance to restart the game. So far, so good. But I think from Italy's point of view here, they want to leave us something equally. Wales want to go half-time with a massive momentum shift.
Yeah, I can't see this getting out anywhere. With 15 seconds to go, this ball is staying where it is for the Italians.
Callum Brayley to feed the Italian scrimmage. They're only 5 metres from the Welsh goal line. Toa Halafihi, the number 8, has his head up. I sense a little bit of forward momentum. It's an penalty advantage to Italy. Free play for Brayley, Garbisi for Ioane. It's gone very high. McNichol goes up for it. Challenged in the air. Still alive. We might just have to have a little review here. Callum Brayley doesn't look like a player who thinks he's won the race.
After all of this, right, this is going to go back to another scrum.
So playing a penalty advantage of the scrum.
No, penalty, I think.
Yeah, it's a penalty, so I think they'll go scrum.
Into the in goal there, whether it's a knock-on and whether it's grounded. So
exactly the same as the first half.
Yeah, we're going to check. Okay, time off. Joy, can you hear me?
Andy, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so we're playing penalty advantage out of the scrum. We have an on-field decision, no try, because we don't have a ground in. We just want to confirm that, please.
Yeah, can we just make sure that there was it was illegal in the air? I want to make sure that I want to make sure that blue 11 doesn't pull down the red player.
Yeah, okay, we'll check that as well, but I was happy initially there was good contest.
So we're going to check the 3 groundings. Now then, was Johnny McNichol impeded by Monte Ioane? I think there is contact in the air there.
That's play on. That's a good contest, I think.
That's not been touched down yet. Ball still alive.
Left arm, Andy,
here comes Callum Brayley. Oh.
I think that's
Owen Watkins, isn't it?
Owen Watkins.
I think that might be a penalty.
Andy, are you happy with the actions of 11 blue?
Yeah, play that through there, Joy. Yeah, that last angle there. Just play that through.
Play that last.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on the contest, Joe, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's go back to that.
That's the resummit, non-touchdown. Now then, this one, we got subs in the way. Oh.
I'm asking for the back angle, Andy.
Yeah.
Here it is, Andy.
Okay, so good contest, then he pulls down. Yeah.
That's a good contest.
So going back for the penalty here.
You cannot take those contests.
Yeah.
Can't take those contests out of the game.
Okay, no try there. Pull down in the air, so we're going back for the scrum advantage here.
Dylan, as a English front row captain, 97 caps, do you go for the scrum?
From Italy here, I mean, it went forward at a rate of knots there. The tighter did a great job. But right on half-time, going 15-7, I'd be pretty happy with that if I was Italy.
They might be influenced by the fact that Johnny McNichol is receiving attention in that business end, in that business corner a few seconds ago. And I think Johnny McNichol will be going off for an HIA. No?
Okay.
I think they're going for a line out. I think they're going catch and dry, line out.
They are.
Brave call this is. I think the right one. Dylan?
Turned in one.
There's too many variables in a line-out to go wrong. Scrum, there's less things to go wrong.
9.
Well, the first bit's gone right.
Wait.
As Marco Fuser wins the ball.
Primo, stop!
Nicotera has it at the tail.
Inside 5.
It's up to 5 metres. On comes the drive from Italy. The ball's gone to ground. Braley repositions everybody. Wales get themselves the put-in. That will be it at the end of the first half. 4 penalties by Italy are enough to see them have that interval lead. Wales 7, Italy 12.
Well, Italy's kicking game all over more impressive today, but certainly between the sticks, it's built them a nice lead between Garbisi and Padovani. But in between, Owen Watkin did get over the white line for Wales, took an opportunity, and those have been few and far between, or finishing them off anyway has. There you go, that's for 12 points. Padovani taking Italy into half-time break with that 5-point lead. And the stats, well, they tell us really what an even game this has been. Wales making a few more metres and everything else fairly even, including possession. Not many more tackles from Italy, certainly compared to some of the stats we've seen at half-time. And it really was perhaps not the half we were expecting in many ways, Martin.
I think it's the half we thought could happen if Wales did what they did, which was probably try and play a little bit more than they have done, a little bit flat, not executing. Italy kicking the ball and saying to Wales, you've got to play from deep. So very interesting. Wales are definitely flat. They'll be happy to get back into the changing room and reset themselves a little bit.
And maybe Italy, do you think they were slightly surprised at the way Wales came out and playing perhaps in the wrong areas of the pitch?
I don't know. I think Italy was more focused on themselves. They tried to at least, and I think what they've done is really what they had to do. Apart from one mistake that obviously lead to the try, but rather than that, they really play in the right area, putting pressure on Wales. And also I think mentally for Wales now is a bit harder because they haven't got much to work for.
We certainly saw Wales putting a lot more pressure in terms of an attacking sense on Italy than we've seen, or spending a lot more time in their 22 anyway than we've seen in other matches here, but not taking those opportunities, not executing them well.
Yeah, well, both teams in each other's 22s haven't been that accurate, but Wales has definitely been they've had a lot of entries, and they were ranked 5th going into this last game with only 1.6 points at every entry into the 22, and they're following in a similar vein in this game as well. So they get in to the right areas, but they're just not having that finishing touch. They had it on one occasion, but too many blown chances for Wales so far.
Let's have a little look at the kicking game, because pre-match you said that was going to be an easy fix for Italy from last week's performance against Scotland. Have you seen more of that today?
Italy have fixed it, and that's why they're in the game. I think they've been really good at kicking for territory and relying on a really solid kick chase. So this could be a decent attacking platform, but Garbisi puts a good kick in. Ioane is one of the best kick chasers, I think, that we've seen in the Six Nations. He's so aggressive on his kick chase, but look at that territory game for them. This is another similar one, up in the air. Italy compete well, get the ball back again. So it's a definite tactic that they go into kick against Wales rather than playing into their blitz defence, which has been strong. And I just think it's been really good in giving Italy the territory that they need and not playing blindly into Wales' strong defence.
No, for sure, and I think it's also what Wales haven't done properly. They tried to do the opposite. They tried to move the ball too much without going forwards first, and then the kicking game hasn't been that accurate without putting so much pressure on the receiver.
And that attacking game from Wales that we hadn't seen a lot of, actually, only 5 tries up until today. That was the 6 Owen Watkin. There was much more of that ball in hands. Wales kind of looking a little bit more. They were going to threaten that white, but just mistakes, executing, perhaps taking the wrong option.
Yeah, and when you're in games like this, these things happen. Line out here, it's just a missed line out, but it was an attacking line out, and Italy get to clear their lines. As you say, Wales have been in the 22 a number of times. Here they get a fantastic chance. It was catchable, it was slightly in front of him, and you turn the ball over. Another one here. I think maybe this is a bit of a reach of a pass, but again it was catchable, and that's just been the nature of this one sums up Wales today. Dewey Lake, he's just got to tap that with his foot, and then he can play it, and he doesn't do it. And the referee, I complained at the ref last week in a schoolboy game for penalising a kid for doing that, but in an international, that's unforgivable. But that's just where Wales are. If you get it slightly wrong in test matches, now we're sitting here before the game, we're sitting here talking about Italy having to re-qualify for this tournament. But if you're out there 15 on 15 and get it a bit wrong, they're going to be in the game, and that they could be more points up. You know, if they kick that penalty at the end,
there were
they'd be
4
8-point
opportunities
lead.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Wales will need to just go in there, be calm, and say, right, let's get back to do what we do.
But that's been Wales this campaign. They've been getting, they can get, and they got the tactics and the kicking game and the discipline to ascend up into the 22, but they get into the 22, and that's been the biggest problem. And we see that with the amount of the lack of tries that they've scored this campaign. So it's almost all the game management to that point is not bad. It's just that finishing touch in the 22 has been struggling.
Good Italian defence today, and the speed of the defence, you could see it there, actually putting pressure on Wales. So you've got to give them credit as well for that.
No, for sure. I think our defence actually been good throughout the campaign. Obviously, we have in Brex that it puts a lot of pressure on the outside channel, and so that's obviously tough to go. And then we have like people like Fischietti that they've been like amazing on breakdown. They gave us the opportunity and the platform to score points.
Yeah, Italy certainly stronger in the breakdown.
Yeah, I think the way Wales are playing, and I think they had a big emotional game here last Friday. You know, they've had to get themselves up. Everyone's talking about Italy lost 30+ games. It's a different mindset getting yourself ready for these games, and they're not quite there. And they'll be telling themselves that right now, and need to come out and do, you know, just be that little bit more urgent, that little bit more aggressive. It's only 5 or 10% makes all that difference. So they're playing into Italy's hands right now.
And while Wales have made errors and obviously cost themselves opportunities, Italy made a mistake, which then led to Wales' try. But that was also good vision from Dan Biggar.
Yeah, it was. You know, Italy lose the ball by here, and what I love about this is Dan Biggar's recognition to go wide. A lot of people think that you need to go conservative and kick, but you look at Dan Biggar now, he recognised that Italy haven't got into defensive shape quick enough. He's telling Johnny McNichol to go wide, and then obviously you give the ball to Lewis Rees-Zammit into any space. That's great, that's what you want. You want to give Rees-Zammit the ball in space, and this gives Wales the territory which leads to their try. So really smart from Wales. This is the short line. This is what Ireland do really well. Run a really aggressive short line. It's Fischietti who gets caught up in that. He needs to read he's not getting the ball and it's going out the back, and he needs to take that option out the back. He takes the wrong man and the space opens up. It's just one misread, and it's a great step from Owen Watkins as well to finish the fullback, but one misread from Italy has caused them a try.
But they were nice and direct there, weren't they? They made Fischietti make a decision and he got it wrong. And it's tough for a front 5 guy in that much space seeing a runner.
That's why when you're doing defensive drills, you need to throw these shapes all the time. And because as a forward now, the way the game's being played, Ireland do this all the time, France do it all the time. They run a really aggressive short runner. You have to read that man now, and if you don't, you just suck in on one player. It's going to open up space. So it was really good attack from Wales. When they throw aggressive runners at the front line, you make a defender have to make 2 decisions. If he makes the wrong one, it's a line break. So it's good attack from Wales and a combination of a poor read of defence from Italy.
Opportunities for Italy as well at the end of the half. Montioni, you've mentioned, is really aggressive, under those high balls from the kick chase, and an opportunity here.
2 missed tackles for Wales has been 2 line breaks for Italy. So, I mean, Ioane is Italy's danger man. I think Italy's got to get the ball in his hand. He's really good in defence. You've seen his kick chase, and he's so good in attack. You've played with him, but I think he's Italy's danger man without doubt.
No, and I think also what we're missing is what you said about Wales. Like we get into the 22, now we need to score
and that
points.
Break, sorry to interrupt, but that break obviously led to this, and there were about 3 or 4 different attempts of grounding. Lewis Rees-Zammit there got his hand on first there, and then happy that Owen Watkins got his hand on it there, just getting there, Martin.
Yeah, and that could have been huge. I would have kicked the points to that. I know they went for it and they were brave, but 15-7 would have been, if they kicked it, would have been a significant lead at half-time.
Yeah, and then obviously that is quite a bold decision, isn't it?
Oh yeah, especially because you haven't got like lineouts and mold that you were going forward too much. So that was a brave decision. I don't blame them. I think it showed the spirit that
they're backing themselves.
Yeah, I think that's.
They think Wales are here for the taking today.
Say again.
They think Wales are here for the taking.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be an interesting second half.
It certainly is. You don't want to go anywhere. And of course, just a reminder, there is plenty more sport coming up on the BBC.
The FA Cup quarter-finals, live on the BBC.
Coburn! Extraordinary!
Middlesbrough v Chelsea and Southampton v Manchester City. Kicks off today, 4:50 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Six Nations Rugby Special is on at the slightly later time of 7:05 tomorrow on BBC Two, and the Under-20s tournament also finishes tomorrow. All three matches are live on the iPlayer. The Rugby Union Daily Podcast will round up the weekend's action. You can listen to that on BBC Sounds. And the Six Nations continues next weekend. Scotland versus England kicks off the women's tournament, BBC Two, from 11:30.
The BBC has something for everyone. Everyone.
How about a full throttle tango?
Or a high-ranking corrupt police officer with a soft centre.
What about
banger after
banger?
But there's more to it than that.
The BBC is
A unique experiment. It's a bridge
between us.
A common ground between us.
The BBC.
There's something that belongs to all of us.
Every one of us.
OK, well, let's spend a few moments now looking ahead to the other two matches that finish off Super Saturday and this Six Nations campaign, of course, all building towards that potential Grand Slam for France in Paris. Dylan Hartley in the commentary box, you've already heard him waxing lyrical for 40 minutes there, but your thoughts now on particularly Eddie Jones's selection for England for this one. I've been reading this morning a lot of commentators saying this is a team that is there to spoil a Grand Slam rather than to further England's, chances of progressing as a team. It's almost a cynical selection.
I'll give you my thoughts on commentary first. Can you get me back to the studio? It's a bit cold up here in Cattle Class. Get me back to first class with you guys, please. But no, cynical selection. I think you're alluding to, or the writers or media alluding to Stewart and Furbank. Like, that team is very much unchanged, bar injuries. Sinclair for Stewart. Maybe there's a good chance to see what Stewart can do. But that's not a team going to spoil. Knowing the mindset, they're a team going to win. So if you see that as going to spoil by a team going to win, I don't know. But it's going to be interesting. We're going to get to see the likes of Furbank at fullback. He had his first cap there a couple of years ago. Didn't go so well for him, so he's got another chance. And if the weather's anything like this, fingers crossed we're going to be in for a cracker.
Yeah, I think it is. Very similar conditions, actually, Dylan. What's Eddie Jones like, going into a match like this? We've been reading this week about how Shaun Edwards was consistent. However huge the game was, whatever kind of denouement to a tournament, his messages were clear, simple. I think actually it was Sam I read saying that. But what was Eddie like? Did he change at all?
Yeah, steady Eddie. He's consistent with the team for sure. You've got to remember that the sort of effort physically and emotionally that went into that game last week, there's nothing to be won or gained from kind of making people feel bad in this last week of the tournament. So no doubt, physically they'll be looking after the guys, emotionally kind of get them up for this game to ultimately go and represent England, perform. And look, if you want to say upset the Grand Slam or spoil, I'm sure there'll be a few people that think like that, but they just want to go perform, and for the guys, another opportunity to represent their country, their families, and make themselves proud.
Thank you very much, Dylan. Keep doing what you're doing there. We like you in the commentary box, doing a good job. Sam, I think it was you. I think I read your columns talking a little bit about that, Shaun's consistency and how he never really changed kind of his messages. That game obviously is, one of the biggest in his career, of many, many big games in terms of as a coach, because he's made such an impact, hasn't he, on this France team?
It's just huge. If he can win a Six Nations with two different teams, it just shows that his blueprint works. So yeah, he is so clear under pressure. That's what the French boys will need for this afternoon's game. So yeah, be excited to see that one.
And Martin, if England did upset the party in Paris, it would be a fantastic end to their championship, obviously, which has been mixed, to say the least.
Yeah, it has. They've been struggling to score tries. So, look, spoiling someone, you've got to beat them. Whichever way you frame it, you've got to go and win, which is going to be tough against this French team. But you've got to put them under pressure. We saw them under pressure last week. Their attack spluttered. It'd be a fascinating game today.
Let's turn our attention back to this one, though, and a fascinating 40 minutes upon us, because Italy leading for just the second time at half-time in 11 years. Eddie Butler.
What do Italy bring to the Six Nations? A 5-point lead at half-time in Cardiff. We're just waiting. Paolo Garbisi is waiting. Wales have made a change at half-time. In the front row, Leon Brown of the Dragons has come on for Dylan Lewis. There he is, just behind number 4, Adam Beard. We don't know whether it's an injury or strategic.
shepherd's crook.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm surprised management haven't actually shut the roof and kept the sun out of it, because it's a bit too comfy for Italy. Got the sprinklers on the pitch, got a bit of a greasy ball going.
Edoardo Padovani waits. He'll be, if this goes according to convention, he'll be chasing this kick towards sort of Taulupe Falatau. The second half starts. It's a flatter one. It has found Falatau, who comes away, takes on Marco Fuser, the second row, who plays for Newcastle in the Gallagher Premiership.
And use it!
Gareth Davis has 5 seconds.
Let's take them back.
Capuozzo. Falatau makes the follow-up tackle. Seb Davis couldn't claim the ball. Italy still in possession. Giacomo Nicotera had a good game, the hooker. Garbisi, that might not be his best.
That's poor on the front foot, plenty of time. Disappointed with that Garbisi. He should have drilled that low and hard on the ground. Turn them again. Just a poor execution.
Come in, Wales.
Like one thing Wales have got to do, they have to get pace into the game and recycle that ball a lot quicker. Ask questions of the Italian defence, because at the moment they're quite comfortable.
Just Navidi is out in the 3/4. Adam Beard wins it. Halaholo takes it on. Here's Navidi running the line in front of Reece Zammit, who gets back up, having placed the ball. All legitimate. Gareth Davis, Seb Davis, stretches out a long limb. Gareth Thomas. Italy have a penalty advantage. Garbisi to Padovani.
This turnover's good.
It's a good turnover, underlines Andrew Brace. Capuozzo to scrum half. Good spin pass out. Marin to the next distributor. Fuser, the inside break. Pettinelli, good start by Italy, exposing Wales. Close, but then the clear out. No, the ball held at the bottom. I think it's Giovanni Pettinelli who hung on a bit too long.
I think Navidi just so well to get back there again. As I said, you know, Dylan, in the start, that's what Wales have got to do. Just pick, attack the ruck, because they're not, you know, having no defenders into the ruck. They're spreading the field.
Yeah, Italy nice and direct there. But, you know, for Navidi as an open side, that is literally bread and butter. He'll have that all day.
The line.
So I suppose that's the danger of when you make a line break or a break, you become exposed or isolated. Italy got to be quicker to react to that. So Navidi's obviously recognised that, done really well.
The halfbacks have got to get to him.
Joey Lake finds Seb Davis. Down to Josh Adams, who's off his wing. Halaholo. Nicotera, the hooker, was out there helping the defence. Therefore, Gareth Davis. Gareth Thomas, the prop, no way through, but he slides around the back of the tackle. Dan Bigger to Alan Wynne.
Play on.
Play on, says Andrew Brace. Halaholo.
No. Looking for the penalty.
Fights off 2 or 3. Alan Wynne flicks it on to Bigger. Dewi Lake sells a little dummies, probably just as well. He didn't really sit. Italy were up quickly.
Okay, stop.
Now we go. Falatau chases. Reece Zammit chases. Angie Capuozzo.
Okay, no hands.
With the take.
A slow getting back to the Italians.
Not a lot they can do here. They try to rumble. They've lost another half metre.
Wales. And use it.
Callum Braley.
Take him back.
Has taken it back to the 22. Dan Bigger comes forward. Takes it well. It's Ioane who is hot in pursuit. Johnny McNichol.
Owen Watkin, short little ball, gets it back from Alan Wynne-Jones. Dan Biggar with another little slipped pass to him. Counter-rucking. Excellent work. Danilo Fischetti, the prop. Turnover ball for Italy. Lamaro, Nicotera.
Chance.
Halafihi to Monte Ioane. The bounce is kind for Ioane. Does he need any support? He does not. Josh Adams. Brilliant tackle. Brilliant tackle. What will that do to this game?
Well, great play by the Italians. Turnover ball, he spread it left to the danger man Nazioni. Beautiful kick and chase. But watch this for defending. There's the counter-ruck. Brilliant play by the Italians. Just watch this. They create the space.
Inside 5.
Line-outs in play.
Quickly taken. Secure there for Wales.
One stop.
For the moment.
Hold.
Gareth Davis keeps it infield. Capozzo takes. Here he is again. Ioane. Halaholo over the ball. No, thrown off it. Garbisi towards the touchline.
They're quite happy just, you know, giving them the ball and allowing Wales to attack. Their confidence in their defence. But I think he could have done more than that. Just watch this now. They create the space for Ioane. Lovely kick. The bounce favours him. No,
you can't hold him back.
Was it an inside pass?
That's why he didn't give the penalty.
He's backed himself, backed the pace, but what a try-saving tackle.
12 red, time off. 12 red.
Wing on wing, 11 on 11, so a little bit of mutual respect.
Yeah, it's going to be a 5.
Change now in the Welsh rank. Nick Tompkins comes off. Wilisi Halaholo.
Is it 5 or 6?
Is off.
Well, I think that just shows they need a bit more directness behind.
You've just clearly told me 5. Okay, so 6 now. Okay. Come on. More. Inside 5.
Alan Wynne-Jones wins the line-out.
One stop.
One stop. Gareth Davis. Josh Adams chases. Padovani goes up. Another good tackle from Josh Adams.
Yep.
Save Davis did his best to disrupt. 2 second rows over the ball for Wales. Garbisi is tied up in there. Capozzo is sort of waiting behind Callum Brayley.
Brayley put this up, wouldn't he?
Hasn't gone very far. Gareth Davis comes forward. Brilliant take by the scrum half. Now then, Wales have got no scrum half. It's been... Oh, he was off. He wasn't behind the rear foot.
Never got back on side.
Yeah,
the ball was out.
The ruck shifted for.
I mean, surely he gets a tight head's half a foot there. He's a big man. He's got to move that big bit of kick quickly, and you know, right thing to do. Just didn't start from the right position, unfortunately.
Biggar for the corner. 7 minutes of the second half
back on side.
Have gone, and Wales have not been here very often this half.
4.
No, again, he goes in. The ball is out. The number 4 is clearly offside, not behind the back foot. It's so tempting there, isn't it?
So I thought it was the tight head, so I was defending my fellow front row. But
it's a big tight head he is.
No, it's twice there that Gareth Davies has taken the ball in or been in the ruck, and Wales have been exposed without a 9 and left the ball there, which has led to obviously the turnover before and then that potential turnover. So I think the recognition of when they don't have a 9 for someone to take that role, move the ball.
Niccolò Cannone is on for Italy in the second row. Marco Fuser
again. Come into form. Come in.
Has gone off. Little confusion at the line out. Wales won't want to do anything but win the ball. They have. Owen Watkin. Davis to Faletau to Biggar. They keep going that way with Seb Davis involved and Leon Brown, the replacement. His Faletau.
Biggar's down now, though.
Tompkin cuts back, goes the long way round, flips it up to Leon Brown. Rees Samit. Now then, can he go the long way around. Dan Biggar is still down, so Wales have to find other outside halves. Leon Brown, first of all, this doesn't look good. Tompkin to Alan Wynne-Jones, into the 22. Come Wales again. Tompkin again, he's taken over the sort of controlling role. Johnny McNichol flicked it backwards. Owen Watkin picks up.
Pulled out.
Gareth Davis to Alan Wynne. Another flicked pass. Gareth Thomas. This time the prop. There's a little bit of off the ball, and there's more off the ball because Dan Biggar's injured. Seb Davis is out there, and Andrew Brace, the referee, recognises that there's too much litter on the field. Human litter.
But again, it's very lateral.
Red 6. Thanks, man.
I think a similar point in the first half where, you know, Wales start on the 22 here with the line out.
Yeah, they're forced back, aren't they?
6.
I mean, I left school at 16, Jeff, and I don't know too much about physics, but if you take the ball standing still and you've got an aggressive defence in your face, you haven't got too much of a chance. So,
okay, you know the message. I'm not going to tell you.
If you look around the championship, especially in forward packs, if you look at Weenie Antonio, Tyke Furlong, Alice Ginge, all these boys take the ball aggressively moving. They don't wait for the ball to come to them. They're going and getting the ball at the gain line. And I think Moriarty, thank you, he's on the field. He's going to add a bit for us.
And so is Tompkins. I think he's more direct than Halahola. You know, they haven't created anything much behind, so it's time to go back to what they used to. Take it up.
Dan Biggar is back on his feet. A little conversation. There's Johnny McNichol involved. Dan Biggar, the captain. Nick Tompkins, where's 23?
Time on.
Coach.
Just left.
Wayne Pivac. Well, they're going to have to start finding solutions pretty soon. 50 minutes coming up.
You know, they haven't taken the points. You know, they've been confident on their attack. They haven't created anything yet, so when do they start taking points?
Here's Josh Adams on the one-touch line with the scrummage way over there. Here.
9.
The scrummage by Wales is solid. Falatau nudges it forward. Good scrummage by Wales. It's turning into a penalty opportunity. This.
Yeah, agree. 1. Clear go forward by Wales. Pulling out under pressure. Sorry.
Penalty against Tighthead.
Number 1 angle.
Fischetti, rather. Now then, again, Biggar gets it in the corner. This is where Italy ended the first half. Dylan?
Yeah, it's just great work from Leon Brown there on the tight head, staying, keeping his shape. I think that's Moriarty adding his weight. All good flankers like getting involved with the front row. But again, Davies, I would love to see that ball come out. Whilst I love a scrum going to a more, I'd love to see a free ball opportunity in Dan Biggar's hands.
I don't think Dan Biggar or Gareth Davies is going to see much of this. Moriarty wins the line out. Dewi Lake has the ball. On comes the drive, and it starts to move. In comes Gareth Davis. Inch by inch, forward it goes. One stop, it's still moving. Dewi Lake for the try line. The hooker scores. His first try for Wales, Dewi Lake.
Great composure there from the hooker at the back. Often when the referee says kind of it stopped once, the nines get a bit panicky and they come take that ball. But he can feel the momentum there. He can feel it still nudging on. He can see what's in front of him. He can see an opportunity. And talking to Sam Warburton before the game, this guy is an aggressive kind of ball of muscle, very explosive. And from a couple of meters out, like he's going to be unstoppable there. So good decision by him to back himself.
It's the collective effort, of course, and then the individual breakaway by Dewi Lake, and that is a sign of his strength. Dan Biggar off the post and over, and Wales take the lead. 2 tries, both converted by Dan Biggar against Italy's 4 penalties. Wales are back in the lead.
Yeah, he's very dynamic, you know, he just spots the opportunity, he's got one-on-one, he's standing still on the try line. You know, the Italian Fischetti, he hasn't got much chance. Very, very powerful. He is definitely one for the future. Lake.
Just 22, Dewi Lake, Italy. Perhaps after that scrummage, Dylan, have changed the front row.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you've got 23 players, so it's I think the modern game is to use them if and when. What, 25 minutes to go? Good time to bring on a fresh front row, I think.
They've got a 6-2 split on the bench, Italy. That's 6 forwards and just
inside.
The 2 backs.
Onside. Onside. See. Use it.
Gareth Davis under pressure from Canone. Capuozzo goes on his own. Navidi and Leon Brown shadow him. Canone again.
Just realise how important, you know, that tackle was by Josh Adams now.
Johnny McNichol comes forward for it, takes it. Halafihi with the tackle. It's there. Nick Tompkins with a little pickup. Just might have gone a bit wrong for Wales.
No, you've pulled back. Down.
Alan Wynne, and the process goes on.
Okay, stop in front.
Controlling it down bigger. So delicately threads it down the middle. Capuozzo again, down the middle.
Yeah, hold on.
Under instructions from Dan Bigger to his left. Johnny McNichol sends it the same way. Now then, Ioane, he may not kick it. Braley still on at scrum half. A clever little offload by one of the new players, Marco Zanon.
Keep onside.
Toby Taulupe Falatau does a bit of counter-rucking. Luca Bigi.
Still in, still in.
Does a bit of driving.
Stop in front.
Bex tries to get away. Gareth Thomas, has he hurt himself? The prop, number one.
Play Lake.
Dewi Lake again involved with the turnover. Moriarty, here's the call from Tompkins. Now then, is this going to be a 50-22, or is it just going to be the sheer pace of Reece Summit? Is that going to be a 5-metre scrimmage, or what? Looks like a 5-metre scrimmage has become Monte Ioane breaking out of the 22. The inside flick, the kick on by Lamaro. Falatau covering back. Josh Adams too. Falatau down first, but it's Fischetti, the prop, in hot pursuit. Penalty, Italy, and a chance to retake the lead.
Off the contest.
Sealing off. What a
11
piece of play there by, I think it was Capuozzo and Ioane. It all looked lost. They were under pressure. It looked like he carried the ball back. Did he touch it down? He didn't. Got the pass away, counter-attack. Brilliant play.
And I mean, brilliance in their own end goal there.
There he is, brilliant offload. He gets away, Ioane. Just keep an eye on Fischetti. He'll come into shot. There he is, he's chasing there with the centre. Great play. Unfortunately, I think Josh Adams goes in. Seals off, I think loses his balance.
I mean, pre-match they talked about their kick chase being a weakness. They've obviously gone away, worked on that, highlighted it, and when you've got your loose head leading your defensive line, that epitomises effort when your big boys can do that.
That's the easy thing to work on. When you need no talent to kick and chase the ball, that's the easy stuff you can work on.
Paolo Garbisi collects himself, drills it through the middle, and Italy retake the lead, 15 points to 14.
It just shows sometimes how inept Wales were. They had a turnover. It looks like a good kick, but from a turnover, you know, at 57 minutes, you have got to play against the Italians. You've got to keep the ball in hand and recycle They did look out on their feet, the Italians, but no, that's given them a little bit of a boost again.
Dan Bigger goes for extra height. Moriarty with the follow-up tackle, but that's an excellent catch by Giovanni Pettinelli. Cannone.
Okay, you're off now.
With a surge
second man.
of his own.
Use it. Stay on, 8.
Braley goes high. McNichol comes forward. It's hit the
Play on
ground.
off the foot.
Gareth Thomas picks up the bouncing ball. Italy reclaim it. Penalty to Italy.
You're on the ground. No. First man stole it. First man stole it. 15. You're on the ground playing the ball. Stay up.
Johnny McNichol playing the ball while on the ground.
So the turnover's good. 15. He's off his feet playing the ball.
It's 9 penalties now. No, seven penalties, I think, from Wales, but...
He's mistouched.
Big mistake, big mistake.
Stop!
Dan Bigger sends it back. Halafihi.
Here he comes.
Good strength by the number 8. Fischetti.
Push. No, it's under the foot. No, let it come.
Braley has to go burrowing for it. Italy they all looked at each other to make sure the line remains straight. Johnny McNichol stretches out, still in Welsh possession.
Not one player in that ruck.
And good aggressive tackling by Italy again, forcing Wales to deal with slow ball, and again Adam Beard hauled a little bit backwards.
Yeah, they lose in the contact. Post tackle.
There's no option for Gareth Davis, but to send it high. Josh Adams goes up. Moriarty is there.
Did well.
Happy Matt.
It's gone back into Welsh hands. Moriarty did well there. The replacement, Gareth Thomas, knocked it on.
Didn't see it.
It wasn't the kindest of passes.
No, it wasn't.
No, I was happy, mate.
Yeah, 9 tackles missed.
1 and 5. 1 and 5, Italy.
It's really kind of interesting time in the game for Italy, boys, because I don't think they've ever been in this position in recent years. 20 minutes to go, they're in the lead. How do they play? How do they close this game out? What do they need to do from here?
Alan Wynne takes his leave. There'll be a bit of a furrow on his brow. Wales are losing by a point. Plenty of time left in this game. How many times will we see him again? Johnny McNichol too has gone off. For the moment, Dan Bigger has gone to full-back. Callum Sheedy is on, and Will Rowlands is on into the second row. There's Will Rowlands.
Well, let's see what Callum Sheedy does now. It's it's a tough call when you come on and you're not on the front foot.
Let's go. 22, Callum Sheedy, for number 15, Johnny McNichol.
Wyn Jones wears 17 for Wales, up against 18. Filippo Alongi, who was a late replacement on the replacements bench.
Walk head on head and I'll free kick you. Keep in the slots. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Quick reset. Let's go. No head on head. Crouch.
Dan Bigger to fullback.
Point. Set.
Italy scrum remains solid. The charge by Zanon. Oh, Luca Bigi
Never back on side.
Wales offside though.
Never back on side.
This
18-17.
Halfway, this could be one for Padovani.
He just checked the wind. He's not sure on this one.
Oh, he's saying you or me.
Oh, there's only one blow kick in his kick. That's 14. Yep, he's decided.
17-18 and 4.
Eduardo Padovani, 2 out of 2, both long range. Penalty here.
Clearly offside, and all those boys have just come off the bench.
The halfway mark, so it's 50 plus that little bit, plus the angle. I'm guessing 52.
Okay, well, it's a long kick, Ed. No matter how you look at it, it is a big kick, this is.
Oh, 53. Eduardo Padovani. Oh, boom. Right of the posts.
He was plenty. He had plenty left there. I don't know why he was questioning himself. Absolutely smashed it. Plenty of distance, just enough the right accuracy.
Down bigger, goes for maximum height. And here goes Padovani again. Gareth Davis is first there. Alessandro Fusco is the player wearing 22.
Turnover good, 17.
Adam Beard comes away with a turnover ball for Italy. Josh Adams.
No.
Sorry, it's Owen Watkin who presents for Gareth Davis. Dewi Lake, and again the tackling is good. Cannoni with the tackle this time. Nick Tompkins to Callum Sheedy. Falatau lets it go, and it's just untidy for Wales.
Why are you throwing missed passes?
They're under his arm, leave it.
They're blitzing well, they're defending well.
Under his arm.
You know, use the hands there. Use the hands. And if it's not on, just take it on your jump and to carry it.
Because he thought his first man.
I think decision was probably pretty good, Jeff. I think execution of the skill was probably need some work on. But I think Falatau moving on to that ball was the right man to get to.
It was a difficult pass because the Italian defender had cut that pass out. He put himself in between the attackers.
It's a 50th cap for Braunstein. Off goes Toa Halafihi, so South Africa replaces the New Zealander. But Italy, their team.
Wait.
Well,
now you go.
We're not in the closing chapter quite yet, but Italy are in the lead, and time is running out for Wales. Michele Lamaro, who has been outstanding for Italy as captain and back row forward. Falatau over the ball. Marco Zano gains a few more inches. Italy are a bit stuck, but they're out of range. They've got the ball.
Yes.
Garbisi.
Let's take him back.
With Bigger coming forward. Drops it. Luckily, Josh Adams is there for him. Adams downfield. Capuozzo. Garbisi with him.
Italy.
And you can understand why Italy just want to be in the Welsh half. Now then, Rees-Zammit.
Hold on.
Capuozzo slows things down with the mark. And watch how much time Italy use up now. That's right.
Okay, you must go now. 15 when you're ready.
Not ready yet, ref.
Yeah, stay the 10. Okay, let's go.
He's got to kick the touch, hasn't he?
Not yet. Garbisi will. Or just down there.
Let's slow the game down a little bit now, the Italians. You know, just go for touch.
Sheedy. Fusco with the catch.
Don't come in, second man. Step.
And Italy remain in possession. Alongi. The prop.
Use it!
Well, it's slow ball, but just for once it doesn't matter.
Stay.
It's gone forward off Gareth Davis. Italy are controlling this game.
Well, Wales aren't offering anything. That's the key here. There's no shape or structure to what they're trying to do. I don't know where they're attacking. Are they attacking the centres? Are they attacking the blitz defence, the outside centre? They're not tipping off, and the Italians are still winning the collisions. That's the key here.
Change at scrum half for Wales. Kieran Hardy comes off the bench. Gareth Davis retires.
He will pick the tempo up, Hardy. He is quick. He'll be there. They need to get pace into this game, Wales. They've lacked it in every facet of play.
Okay. Let's go.
Wayne Piddock. These are uncomfortable times.
Time on, let's go.
On a beautiful sunlit day in Wales, yeah. the pressure mounts.
Crouch! Point! Set!
Good Ross drive, but Italy through Bram Stain come away with it. Still in Italy's hands, and they might just have a little overlap out here. They can't quite get it to Montejuani. Canone has made good hard yards since he came on.
And use it!
Fusco towards Dan Biggar. There's nobody really to his left. He's got Lewis Rees-Summit to his right. Now then, Rees-Summit. Italy very quick to close him down.
No! No! Back!
Wyn Jones, a little bit of confusion. Was the ball out?
And use it! Stay.
Hardy towards Ioane. Hangs on to it just about. Navidi and Moriarty.
Tackle away! Away!
Hold up the winger.
Turnover good.
The turnover is good. Will Rowland ships it on. Adam Beard, they go long to Owen Watkin. Dan Biggar, quick hands. Josh Adams cuts inside bricks. It's a good follow-up tackle by Fusco. Wales in possession. Hardy to Owen Watkin. Ross Moriarty runs the angle. Support from Wyn Jones. Up to the 22. Hardy.
Let's go.
To Owen Watkin again. Navidi.
Tackle.
Upended. Leon Brown. Gets the pass off to Hardy, to Beard, to Moriarty. They go long to Adams. Adams. Maisie running. Josh Adams puts Wales back into the lead in the nick of time.
And that's just, again, the loose play. Josh Adams makes a try out of nothing. He spots two tired forwards. He just got too much pace for them. Cuts back inside. There's the conversion.
Okay, yeah.
Couple huge moments in this match, both by Josh Adams. There we are. There's the offload, the first break. Not many line breaks. Doesn't panic. Goes to ground. Just watch. Cuts inside. Goes across. Two tired forwards against a speedy international winger. Those are the mismatches you've got to look for.
Very, very similar to the first half try. Multi-phase. But Jiffy, I think they listen to your comms, mate. They're so direct. Rowlands, Leon Brown, nice and direct. Moriarty, Wyn Jones. They're going through them, not trying to go around them. Through them. Lazy defender. Happy days, Wales.
Yeah, he's over there.
Well, it's such a different complexion now.
Big 10
Sherry Traore comes on, the player from Guinea in West Africa originally.
Wait till he's off.
Now then, what can Italy do by way of reply? They've responded twice when Wales had taken the lead.
Come on.
But they've got to score a try now, Ed, you know. Unless they get 3 points very quickly, they've got a different mentality.
Falatau. Wales now need to take control.
And use it!
Hardy.
Take him back.
Will not go for touch. Ange Capuozzo has Garbisi inside him. Capuozzo. The follow-up tackle by Leon Brown and Josh Navidi.
He's been good today, Navidi, hasn't he, as well?
Bettinelli. Here's Traore, the new player. And it's a penalty to Wales, and you can see what it means. Ross Moriarty celebrates. Dewi Lake in the heart of the action.
Primo Arrivato.
Forward comes the captain, Dan Biggar, to head for the corner.
Too strong over the ball, first man.
Oh, that's a good kick.
Good kick.
So Wales, in this closing chapter, when the clock goes past 70, you have this little final moments. Josh Adams, they knew the pressure was mounting. Are they going to end with a flourish and score a fourth try and get a bonus point?
Well, that's what the drop kick was for. Get the ball back in play.
Wyn Jones says, throw it to Will Rowlands. That happens. The crowd urges the forwards. It's the roar that goes with them all.
Yeah.
Moriarty working hard. Here he comes. Gets the ground. Will Rowlands is the next to stay on his feet. Navidi picks up. Luca Bigi has to get away quickly. Wyn Jones will be the next to go. Leon Brown with him. Moriarty again, right there. To within 2 paces of the line. Lake has it. Hardy waits. At what point do they go wide? Do they need to? Oh, excellent Italian work, but there are 4 Italians on the floor now, which means there must be room elsewhere. Can Wales finish it off? Nick Tompkins twists, turns. Excellent defensive work by Italy. Wales cluster around the ball, underneath the bar. Just by the bar, by the posts. Andrew Brace. Wyn Jones thinks he has scored. Is that the try? That seals it. We shall go to review.
I believe the arm's underneath.
Okay, so on-field decision is no try. Okay.
On-field decision, no try. Dylan, one for you.
His head certainly hits the ground, I know that.
He's wrapped underneath the tackle, don't have the ball clearly on the line. That was my view. Yeah.
Tough call. I think Bramstein thinks he's got his arm under the ball. Key thing is here, on field, isn't it? He said there's no try. Unless he got clear on evidence, can he give it?
Okay, Andy, I have a decision. Stick with your on-field decision. Nothing conclusive to say the ball has been grounded.
Joey Neville, TMO.
I believe the arm was underneath. That was my on-field decision then. Okay, so there's no conclusive evidence. So
it's unfortunate for Wyn Jones. He's been hugely effective, giving Wales
Wyn Jones has his try disallowed. It'll be a goal line dropout. Bramstein.
I'm not sure about that rule.
Come back on.
You know, it's a dropout now.
It's a law, Jeff, it's a law.
Law, sorry, yeah, I'm not sure about that law. You've got to change it, Ed. I think it's just...
All behind.
Just doesn't give any of the attacking team
let's
any
go.
advantage. You just
Captain
clear
behind,
your lines
please.
now.
Well, I suppose it's to stop long passages of play on the goal line. So, Callum Sheedy and Taulupe Falatau. Well, they get there in the end. Good pass. Tompkins, has he got support? He can't get the pass away first time.
Wait.
It's held up now for Hardy. Lake. In these closing moments, Wales at last are putting together sustained attacks. Tompkins to Adam Beard.
Tackle! Picasso!
The Italian defenders have to let go. Sheedy. Tompkins played scrum half.
Vai via!
Wyn Jones has to absorb a little blow though. The defending is still absolutely ferocious. Rees-Zammit still on his feet for himself. He's checked. Everybody happy so far. Capuozzo, we've seen him produce a wonder pass. Chased down by Rees-Zammit. Capuozzo gets away. That's a sign of how quick he is.
Wales. Last feet.
Cannone.
Pull down by 17. And stop.
Garbisi still thinks there's time to do this territorially.
Great kick. Yeah, the difference is now they've won the collisions, Dylan, haven't they? They've gone direct, they've won the collisions, they've recycled the ball quicker and they're on the front foot, and it's so much easier then because you're running against, you know, a broken defence.
I feel like the substitutes or the bench have improved this game massively, and I think Wales, with their backs against the wall with 15 minutes to go, have had a rocket up the backside, so it's good to see them actually come out with far more intent and energy in what they're doing.
Giovanni Pettinelli goes off. David Sisi, by a process of elimination, must be on. Moriarty down. Tompkins gets away from Larmo. Rees-Zammit is getting away from tacklers. Garbisi manages pop-up pass to Kieran Hardy from Rees-Zammit. Wyn Jones passes to Tompkins. Josh Navidi outside him.
Wait on.
Hardy. Wyn Jones, quick pass, it's gone to ground.
Clearly forward.
Again, Italy still with the energy to charge up in defence.
Yeah, 2 red, guys, 2. Time off. 2 red. Yeah, agree. Clearly forward.
Bradley Roberts comes on for Dewi Lake. Bradley Roberts, who plays his rugby out in Ulster. Dewi Lake, try scorer for Wales, his first great moment for him.
Crowds!
Alessandro Fusco to feed the scrimmage.
Left of the mark, heads in the slots.
Have to score
Left
a
of the mark,
try.
heads in the slots. Let's go, quick. Wasting your own time.
Breathing a little easier.
It's been a tough one, isn't it? What heart Italy will take from this performance. As things go, they're going to come away with a bonus point only.
Stay there, stay there.
Fusco, but still time. Here they come, Ioane, tracked by, well, just about every Welsh. When it comes to Padovani, held up by Owen Watkin. Here is Ioane. Josh Navidi wrestles him to the ground. He is very elusive, Monty Ioane. Bigi to Garbisi. Wyn Jones over the ball. Italy still in possession. Ignacio Brex. Long they go. to Ioane, wherever he is. They want to get the ball to him. Brown staying too. Josh Adams tried to rip the ball away. Not penalty against Nick Tompkins. Plus 10. Right,
11's taken the space.
Jonathan,
he's on the wrong side.
it
He's
is
affected
your
ball
choice,
placement.
your Guinness player of the match.
Well, I think it's, you know, you've got to look at Lakers played well, Navidi, Fissetti and Nazioni have played well. But the two outstanding moments of the game was the try-saving tackle and the try that put Wales in front. So my Guinness Six Nations player of the match is Josh Adams.
It always happens, but he's just given away the 10 metres that sets up this line. Just imagine, Jiff, if Italy score now.
Then he'll be, yeah, the three biggest moments of the match.
BG took his time. Will Rowlands, as he has done in the past 2 games, picks off a liner. Kieran Hardy comes away with it.
Tackle!
You're safe, Jonathan.
Okay, stay. Stay.
Josh Adams goes in to play scrum half. Will Rowlands.
Man of the match,
Move.
Josh Adams.
Okay, inside. And use it.
Kieran Hardy will be aware of where the clock is and what it says. Edoardo Padovani, brilliant place kicker today. Capuozzo, one person who could electrify this ground. Here he is, Ange Capuozzo for the line. Nobody will catch him, surely. Bigger inside Capuozzo. Edoardo Padovani. Italy are close enough for the conversion that would take them into the lead. The brilliance of Ange Capuozzo. 2 tries against Scotland, the maker of this try in Cardiff.
Okay.
What a moment of brilliance. Capuozzo gets on the outside. Watch this. What, in and out. Does him like a kipper. And then a lovely pass. Great support play. What a try. Pull that out of the bag. He hasn't done much in attack. This guy has just been signed up to go to Toulouse next year. They don't sign duds. There he is, a bit of magic. The medic is shouting inside ball. There's the support. There is the winner.
Eduardo Padovani with the finish. Kieran Crowley.
You still have to take it within the 90.
Giving nothing away. His players, they're showing a little bit more. The point is, though, that the conversion has to be made.
You tell me when.
And it's down to Paolo Garbisi, try scorer, Padovani, place kicker, Paolo Garbisi.
They were at 18 up. 10, yeah.
Head down, ball over, final whistle, and after 36 straight defeats, Italy have won in Cardiff. The final score, Wales 21, Italy 22.
There's the kick, and how ironic. You know, Sam Warburton saying the kick chase of the Italians was their Achilles heel. The kick chase of Wales. Capuozzo sets a brilliant try, and that's what it means to the Italians.
And Kieran Crowley at last lets it show. Oh, let them celebrate. They deserve it.
I suppose pre this tournament, every tournament, everyone questions Italy's involvement, whether we need to promote Georgia or someone from that tournament. I think this is a clear example of them having value to the tournament. You can see what it means to them. You know, I've been on losing streaks before, but
what do Italy bring to the Six Nations? Wales 21, Italy 22. That's what they bring.
Wow, what an incredible finish to that test match. And I think, first of all, Michele Campagnaro, huge smile across your face. Congratulations. That was such an incredible way to win it as well. Capuazzo, who scored 2 tries last week against Scotland, and a moment of magic.
Yeah, I really don't know what to say. You know, it's fair play to the boys. They work so hard to get here. I start getting emotional, but
get emotional, man. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Martino Giovanni over there, who's been cheering on Italy for this whole afternoon. Not because you're anti-Welsh, but because you were loving the spirit and the passion and the fight you saw for about 60 minutes, and then it just all seemed to dissipate, didn't it?
They seemed to get tired. They didn't really know how to finish the game off. They were a little bit of a liability when they had the ball, and I was saying, well, just kick it. And the energy went out of their game. Wales get ahead, and you think they're not going to have the energy to score a try. But I was saying when he got the ball, oh, what are you doing going right? Because there was a big gap to his left, and then he goes the length.
And this is what it means, because this is the first victory in 7 seasons, 36 Six Nations defeats, their first ever win on Welsh soil, Sam. This is an enormous moment for the Six Nations, an enormous moment for Italy.
Oh, it's massive for Italy, and obviously as a Welshman, every Welshman and every Welsh lady is going to be gutted, but for Italy it's a massive result. It's amazing for the Six Nations, because nobody wants to be the team that breaks that duck of 36 defeats for Italy in a row, but you have to admire the Italian passion. I thought the way they defended off 9, they were so aggressive and physical, they didn't give up, and you did feel, even though they were 6 points behind, you can still win this, believe, and they did. And you know, I think on the whole they deserved the win. They kicked smartly, as Jiffy said in commentary, they kicked well for territory, and they stayed in the game, and massive moment for Italy to stay in that arm wrestle and come out on top. Huge moment.
And of course, when Dewey Lake's try was after the try-saving tackle as well from Josh Adams, so they'd have a chance to extend their lead at that point. This, you know, in many ways, the way the scoreline was suddenly going, and it looked like when Wyn Jones was going over, you're thinking this isn't actually a reflection at all of Italy's performance today.
No, but it's how it's been going for them. You thought actually they'd lost their energy a little bit. When Wales
but it could have run away from them, couldn't it, at that
yes,
point?
it could, and they held on in those moments. And I for the life of me didn't see them scoring a try. I thought they'd gone, and I was just blown away when he made that break.
I think, as Sam said, you know, like we stay in the fight until the end. Like what we didn't do probably the last games, and you know, and with some talent like Capuozzo and Ioane, you never know what you can get.
You play in the same league as him at the moment for Grenoble.
Yeah.
He's at Grenoble, obviously he's going to Toulouse.
Yeah, and you know, last year was a try scorer of the Pro D2. He's been outstanding. So, you know, when you have these kind of guys that can make it happen, and you know, it's really nice to see.
I know people will be saying, oh, Sam, I bet you don't want relegation now, having a result like this. No, I do. Because imagine this game. I know Wales had 6 points going into the game and it had 0, so they couldn't have swapped over. But if Wales, they only had 5 points or 4 points for whatever reason, that now becomes one of the spectacles of the year, if that happens. So I still think it's a great idea for Six Nations. But Italy, congratulations, fantastic result today and deserved it.
Let's have a little look then at the Capuazzo try. Well, not try, he actually passed it, of course, to Padovani, but the Capuazzo break, of course, which led to the try. And, he ignored you, Martin, just as well.
Yeah, good work, because there was a gap to his left, and I thought, go through that hole, and he stepped back, I thought, oh, you've blown it. But, you know, he's an elusive runner. This step here was just fantastic, sensational. And then he's just got the smarts and the composure to put the inside pass, and also the smarts for them to run into the sticks and make the conversion easy.
And then run the clock down, as they did, to make sure it was the very last move of the game.
It's not a bad kick chase from Wales, but I think it's just one missed tackle here. And I think it's great for Italy that, and the last 2 weekends have shown this, that Capuozzo, it's great to have the emergence of someone young and exciting like Wales have had with Rhys Samet. Hopefully this can be a poster boy for Italy, and they can just build on this momentum. But it's great to have players who can have massive moments like this.
And also, all 11 stone of him, you know, kind of flying in the face of the idea that you have to be this giant man to play this game.
Well, he backed himself to beat the last defender one-on-one. He backed himself with his step. You know, use your footwork, and again, the composure, the inside pass there. I mean, it just took the breath away from the stadium.
It did. It already, at that point, you could see that the atmosphere had changed anyway, with Italy being in front for such a long period of the game. But that was really a moment, a breathtaking moment. And the Italian fans who are here cannot believe what they have just seen. They would never have thought that the reigning champions, Wales are still the champions, they're still the holders of the Six Nations until this evening's match is over. They, of course, knew they couldn't win the Six Nations, but, you know, that is a moment, isn't it?
You won't realise it, but this is going to be one of the best moments of his whole career. You know, you have significant moments in your career. When you're in this bubble of playing international rugby, you sort of look towards the next week. I hope he enjoys this moment, because that's going to be one of the biggest moments he'll ever experience. It's one of the great all-time Six Nations moments. Not obviously if you're Welsh, but for the game and for Italy for sure. Massive moment for Italy.
They just should have waited to give the man of the match, I think.
No, we're going to hear from the captain, actually. Let's hear his reaction with Sonia.
Many, many congratulations. Finally, Italy get a win in the Six Nations. Just express the emotions right now.
I don't know, maybe it's just unreal. Like, I couldn't even believe that. Like, I just want to stay with my family. Just want to stay with my teammates and just celebrate with them, because we all really deserve that, and we worked so hard to get here. And obviously, this is just for us a last step in this Six Nations, but the first step of our long process we just started.
Is Angie Capuzzo a little bit of a star?
Yeah, he definitely is. I just posted last day, he is the superstar of our squad, obviously, right now. And that last try was fucking amazing.
It's been 7 years since you won a game in this Six Nations Championship. Just tell me what this means to this Italian team, because there's so much chat being about Italy should no longer be in the Six Nations, and yet here you are, you've beaten Wales away.
Yeah, no, well, I think, all right, a game is just a game. Like, you know, it's 80 minutes of rugby, so if you start well, and we started well, you can manage a few moments well, like that last try, we haven't conceded that, otherwise we wouldn't be here to celebrate. So I think just being in the moment till the end is what take us to the win. The most important thing for us was to concentrate on our process, on what we have to do individually for the whole team. And I think that's the key point that we've done really well.
How do you celebrate tonight?
We're not going to celebrate. Definitely not.
I think you're telling a fib. Many congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thanks so much.
Well, he already has with his fruity language, and I think probably understandably, he probably doesn't realise actually what that means. I'm giving him that, I think. Apparently, Michele, Italian for fantastic, is it? But anyway, he obviously is so incredibly proud. You can see it's oozing out of him there that he's captained this side to that historic victory. What is he like as a player, as a captain to play with, Michele Lamaro?
He's he's really a nice guy, and what he does is he lead by example, but he also a very passionate guy. You know, he can speak really well to the teammates, but he can lead to the rugby pitch as well.
I really like him, really abrasive player, really good, and he's 23, so he could be around for the next 3 World Cups for Italy. And looking back at the top of the show, we said their average age was 26. So I know it's one win, we're not going to get carried away, but it suddenly puts Italy in a good place to move forward and keep that spine of their team to develop.
And do you know what it does as well? What you're alluding to there is obviously this is a team, as we've said before, doing well in the under-20s, coming through, and you wanted to see that breakthrough. And there was that period where they just appeared to not want to win the game, when they were 1 point ahead and they were losing their energy. And we were talking about game management and how you can only get experience from having experience, and who was going to step up and who was going to take control of the game. That is enormous, isn't it, in the kind of fabric of this, the DNA, if you like, of this team.
I think it is, and the good thing is when they next get together, Kieran Crowley, the coach, can say, hey, well done, you won, but you can be a lot better, because that game was there to be taken. Wales never had their intensity until the last 10 minutes, and Italy couldn't put them away. They just didn't seem to know how to finish the game off. So they can get better. They've got a huge amount of improvement in them. They've got some fantastic players. We've seen Cappuccio score there. Add that to a bit more fitness, more experience, and they can possibly win more games.
But I think we haven't been in this position so much, where in the last 10-15 minutes you still can win it,
yeah.
Right? So maybe there was a bit of the guys didn't believe it so hard, but then
nobody told Capuzzo, did they?
Exactly,
Nobody told him that history wasn't on his side.
And now we know, and probably now they know, and hopefully it will be like this for many more times.
Well, we heard Jonathan Davis give Josh Adams man of the match just moments before Kapuatsu's incredible break. And look at this beautiful moment where Adams gives it to Kapuatsu and he receives that, looking very emotional at the presentation of that to him. And I'm sure Jonathan Davis would endorse that as well if he could have changed his decision. Let's get some Welsh reaction now. Dan Biggar was earning his 100th cap for Wales today. It wasn't to be a victory in the end, though. Let's hear his reaction.
Dan, what are the emotions?
Yeah, well, what do you say? It's probably the toughest interview I've ever had to do. Simply not good enough, Sonia. I don't know where, you know, so many facets of the game, and you know, so poor to lose it from where we haven't played well all day, but to not finish it off, you know, when they're 70 metres from their own line. You know, so we've just said in the tunnel now, it's in the huddle, it's probably last chance for a lot of players up.
This means you're going to be 5th in the Six Nations Championship. On the pitch, when you got 3 tries, were you talking about the fact that you could, if you got the bonus point, you could get as high as 3rd?
Well, I think we're a little bit unlucky on the try. I think Wynne thinks he scored it when it's gone to TMO, so that gets given. Obviously, the game's different, but it wasn't, and we're speaking about then trying to get points, and yeah, it's just one of those where we probably chasing as high as we could get, and we just from the get-go we weren't quite at it, and you get punished.
Why not?
We just, for what I can't give you a reason, Rouse, Sonia. I don't know what the answer is. Too many boys not quite up to speed. Just not up to speed really. We were second in any loose ball, second in any balls in the air, and just really disappointing that something that we pride ourselves on, that requires no talent and work ethic, we were well short today, and that's got to be looked at very, very closely.
I appreciate your time, Dan, and many congratulations on a significant milestone.
Thanks, Sonia. Thank you.
Well, he always comes up, doesn't he, and speaks very, very well, Dan Biggar. But like he said, Sonia, just at the moment he doesn't have answers. But there will be an inquest into this. We saw pre-match what happened after 2003.
I feel for Dan because he's a Wales great on his 100th cap. You know, he doesn't deserve to go through that personally. But I do wonder, like, you know, Wales hit a massive emotional peak against Scotland to draw back that poor loss against Ireland. Then, even though they lost to England and France, where they had to get to emotionally to compete in those games, it's hard to do that 4 weekends in a row. And I just wonder whether, you know, Italy were almost like fighting for their life, knowing what everyone was talking about, saying they shouldn't be in the Six Nations. I wonder whether Italy had more to play for than Wales, and they took their chance. But Wales just didn't get to that emotional peak.
I'm not surprised by how Wales have played, because the French game, they nearly beat France last week. They should have beaten France last week. So you come off that game, then everyone's talking about 100th cap, 150th cap, it's the last game. You're flat. And you have to recognise that in the week if you can. We've all been there. We've all been there in games like this and got away with them and not got away with them and got beaten. So I don't think Wales need to pull themselves apart. They didn't play as well as they could. As simple as that. They could have won the game. Wynne Jones is. I thought he was in. It wasn't given. Italy pull off a great try. I mean, when it's. I mean, I'd have given. If I was refereeing, I'd have given that, but he didn't. So you have to come back and.
And then you're talking bonus point, and as Sonia said there to Dan, you know, it's those fine, tiny margins. This is minutes before the end of the game.
Yeah, look at it from that angle, it looks different again. So, yeah. But Dan was right, they were never there from the start. Their intensity wasn't there from the start.
Martin speaks sense in terms of saying, look, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, which I think is what you're saying, you know, because those 2 very, very narrow defeats. But you live here, you know how rugby mad this country is, you know how the press and the media will be discussing and, you know, going deep down into kind of analysing this performance. It won't just be thrown away, will it, in a few columns?
No, like, the thing is with a player, which is where I feel for the players, people can walk away from the stadium. They do whatever they do tonight. They start their day tomorrow and they live their life. But with the Welsh players, it sticks with you until the next time you put that shirt on.
And it's the last game of the tournament, so you've got a while before you can make amends.
You never forget that game.
No, you don't. And
You
I'll
never
be
forget
walking
that
the
game.
dog tomorrow. I'd be driving 5 miles up into the mountain to walk on my own, where I don't want to speak to anyone. That's what it's like. I would go to my wife, like, you get the bread and milk tomorrow. I can't even face the shop. So we've all been there as players. You go into hiding. It's a horrible position to be in. So I agree with Martin. I wouldn't go throwing the toys at the pram. Look at the John Davis moment last week. Look at that Wyn Jones moment. Suddenly the Six Nations has turned on its head, but those fine moments at this level you have to capitalise on, and Wales didn't.
OK, well, let's get the reaction then of the Wales head coach, Wayne Pivac.
Well, Wayne, Dan Biggar just said very bluntly, not good enough by us. Do you agree?
He's 100% on the money, you know. We didn't start the way we wanted to. Discipline wasn't great in that first half. I think we conceded 12 points through ill discipline, so not the way we wanted to start the game. We left a couple of tries out in that first half. We just weren't accurate enough. So, look, to get back in the lead and then to throw it away in that last minute, and we had several opportunities in the 20 to put the game away and get what we wanted out of it. So very, very disappointing.
Italy made life hard, but Dan Biggar just says he can't understand why Wales weren't better today. Can you?
Yeah, well, look, we trained well during the week. You know, some guys came in, they were fresh. I think we just lacked energy in that first half, and we're going to have to go away and have a look at why that was. Certainly the Italians here came with a lot more enthusiasm than we did, and yeah, so that's very, very disappointing. But that said, we still should have won that game of rugby. The last player of the game, not good enough.
You had made the changes. Are you disappointed that having made the changes you didn't get the reaction that you wanted?
Well, disappointed that we didn't get the reaction we wanted, and the reaction was a good start and a good 80-minute performance, and we didn't get that, so very disappointing. But we'll review that clearly, and we'll go away and make sure that we learn from that, and we learn a lot more about more players.
And finally, from champions to fifth in the table, just what is the sense of frustration?
Yeah, look, it's frustration. I mean, we knew coming in that it was going to be a tough competition this year. That's how it's turned out. You know, we have improved throughout the competition, and today we let ourselves down.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Well, obviously, Wayne Pivac's got, like the players, he's got a few months now, hasn't he, where he can't kind of get everybody back together and try and kind of, you know, put that to bed, go play somebody next week, get a win, get it, you know, it's a horrible, horrible period for the coach as well.
Yeah, you've got to use it, though, haven't you? You've got to use it, because often coming off a loss is the biggest motivation you need. You're upset, you're disappointed, it gives everyone an edge. When you're winning and everyone tells you you're great, you can get complacent without it comes up on you subconsciously, and then you need a slap in the face.
I 100% agree, and without trying to turn it on myself, I'm just thinking of an example where I've had this. Say when I got sent off in 2011, it sometimes take a bit of adversity, and this will be in a rugby sense a big bit of adversity for Wales to go through. It takes something like that then. So every day when you wake up and you go to training, you remember it. You know, I'm never, ever going to go through that ever again in my career. And it's a bit of motivation that you need. So maybe it's just a little bit of a wake-up call. I'm sure every player will wake up and make sure they never want to experience that. And every player goes through it. You know, a bit of adversity is good.
Let's just get the flip side of that emotion. And hear now from the Italy coach, Kieran Crowley.
Well, Kieran, many, many congratulations. Just sum up the emotions that must be swirling around you right now.
Oh, you know, yeah, I'm just, you know, just really proud. You know, the boys, there's a bit of adversity during the week. We had a bit of sickness in the camp. They were out on their feet in the last 30 minutes. But, you know, they just dug in, and the positive about it was they kept playing, you know, kept believing. Defence was outstanding, you know, so... Yeah, and they stuck at it, and you know, now everyone won't be able to say we've lost 36 in a row or whatever it is, so we're happy about that.
Is there a wee tear in your eye?
There was up there because there was a lot of emotion. I mean, Marius Goosen, our defence coach, 6 years he's been. You know, he hasn't won a Six Nations game, and now he's won one, so there is a lot of emotion. And you know, you'd think we'd won the World Cup, but you know, it's they've got to enjoy this because they're a young crew and they've got to, you know, they've got to learn how to win, and they've done that today.
What sort of significance will you now put on this game in terms of what this will do for this squad of players?
Oh, we had some, you know, measures that we were going to measure ourselves by, not the results, just, you know, and this gives us a base going forward now. But you know, one game doesn't make a team. It's, you know, we on a plane at 7 o'clock tonight back to Italy. We disband and we come together in summer, and you know, we've got to build on what's happened here today for that, and then into November.
And just finally, Josh Adams, who was man of the match, gave his medal to your fullback, Angie Capuzzo. What a star have you got on your hands?
Yeah, no, Angie played well. He was struggling with cramp in that last 15 minutes, but we'd emptied the bench, so there wasn't much other option. So no, he just kept his head and he did really well. He's got pace, which you got no substitute for, and so the boys are pretty happy.
A magic moment, as is today for Italy. Well done to you.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Well, I'm not sure how well you know Kieran Crowley, but he's keeping his emotions in check there, isn't he?
He's always like that. He hasn't personally coached me, but the guys told me that he never gets too upset when there's the lows, never gets too high when there's some high. So he also brought a very positive environment in camp. Every player is very happy. So I bet he's going to look back and take the positive and moving forward, without getting too much excited about this win.
Yeah, it was funny watching him, wasn't he? From hard-bitten Kiwi from the Taranaki, coaching Italy, but he was happy for them, wasn't he? He was happy for his team and his crew and everyone getting that win.
Well, what an unbelievable performance from Italy, an unbelievable result from them. And, it shows as well, kind of what you can achieve. I think in sport generally, people love the idea of the underdog. But, pre-match, we were talking about the possibility of playoffs, for the bottom side against the top side from the second tier. Does this kind of end that debate for a while, do you think, on Italy?
No, I don't think it's a personal about Italy. It's what I say about the relegation is for the Six Nations and for Europe. It's for European rugby why I say this. It's not just because I want a mission to get rid of one team. I just think it's better to develop European rugby as a whole. But I think Italy, we look at the signs. Obviously this campaign now has been, with this game, has finished off nicely. But Benetton did well in the URC last year, winning out in South Africa. So the 20s doing well. So suddenly you look over the last 12 months, Italy have had some quite significant moments, which suggest that they are building. So perhaps a bit more patience. But I still think for European rugby, the Six Nations to evolve and rugby to evolve, relegation would be great.
I agree with that. I think you need to give an opportunity maybe to Spain, to Georgia, to be, maybe in the Six Nations. But yeah. Well,
we're delighted we could share it with you today. I know, obviously, for Sam a little bit harder, but for Martino Giovanni over there, he enjoyed the afternoon.
Giovanni.
Martin, enjoyed your company through the whole Six Nations. Sam, thank you very much. Enjoy your night if you can, and celebrate a fantastic victory. And this, one of the most iconic moments probably in the last 10 years of Six Nations history. Padovani going over to give Italy an historic victory. From all of us here at the Principale Stadium, thank you for watching our Six Nations coverage, and goodbye.